Here we go. CrossFire Thursday night. Just as promised, too, from last week. We said we were going to have an outstanding show for you guys this week, and I'm hoping we deliver tonight. Look at this outstanding panel that's here, guys. Take a second as you come in. Go ahead and hit that like button. Tweet it out. Put it out there on X, however you want to do it. Rob Jones, Mooch, hope you're good. Another great show. I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you very much. The Super Chat's working. It's a miracle, guys. Keep those coming in with questions. We've got an outstanding panel ready to answer them all. Big week, PS5 Pro release. A lot of news coming out of Xbox. Shout out to the great Jay Barry out there, using one of the only 3 Mooch icons I got. I got to get some more Mooch icons, emotes. Shout out to the great Rich, who helps me do some of the great artwork you guys see behind the scenes. Going to be a great show for you. Guys, take a look at that outstanding description, if you will. That's probably a B+ in a 9th grade English class. Look, if you take a look at that right there, give you a synopsis of the show. We've got a lot to talk about. You know, I really didn't flood the guys with a ton of topics tonight. I didn't do that because we've got a main topic, the PS5 Pro. We are going to get into some other things you can see right there. We're going to get into Game Pass, Astro Bot sales, the Microsoft layoffs, things of that such. We're going to get into that. But before we do that, I'm just going to read off each of these guys' names here and say shout out to them because we got started a little after 7. The great Crap Gamer is with us. Crap, you know, I can't even blame you, Crap, today for coming over at 7:03. We had guys coming in later than you, which is just, that's unbelievable in itself.
Yeah, that's early for me. You know, that's when you're a star.
Yes.
You show up whenever the hell you want.
That's right.
And so that's basically what I do. I was back there, you know, smoking some cigarettes, drinking some wine.
You don't even smoking, you were smoking. Yeah.
Exactly, man. And I was just chilling, waiting to kind of go into the show. But, you know, like when you're the main attraction, that's what you do.
That's right.
And, you know, I know it. I mean, listen, like it's just, it is what it is. I'm the best at this. And, you know, you recognize that. And I'm on the show and I like what I bring to the show and I like the show itself. So it's, you know, it's excellent to be here. And you know what? It's always fun when there's a lot of topics to kind of talk about. And I love that because there's topics on both sides. You know, you got the PlayStation stuff, you got Xbox stuff today, of course. You know, like I knew it and I called it a couple days ago. I said, just give it a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
And Xbox will do something to totally take all the heat off PlayStation. And here we are. Feels like, well, we're going to lay off hundreds more. Okay, but I get my $2 million bonus. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's good for us. Like, you read his shit. Like, if you ever sit there and read his notes, his memos that he puts out, it's like this dude is living high on the hog, making over $10 million a year for Microsoft.
That's a lot.
Gets all these bonuses, does absolutely nothing. What banger game has he delivered in over a decade at being head of Xbox? Like, nothing. He's absolutely, like, Xbox was this box, right? It was a great console. You had this tight-knit community. You had really cool people in it.
Yeah.
Now that community is fractured, foobar, and, you know, Xbox is anything but the damn box. And, you know, he's done that. That's him.
Yeah.
You know, like what? I mention this all the time too, and people think I'm a hater. I fucking love Xbox. That's why I'm so pissed off. But look, you have this guy, like, and Mooch, you're a sports fan. So imagine you're a Giants fan and they hire a coach and he goes, we're not going to be able to beat the Eagles, the Cowboys, or the Redskins, but, you know, we're going to do our thing. We can't outplay them in football. Like, are you going to be their fan? Like,
no.
You literally have Phil Spencer go, we can't beat PlayStation. We can't beat Nintendo. Are you going to want to work for that guy? Hell no. Like, why are these people wanting to work for these people? Why are these people throwing themselves in front of the bullets for this guy? Like, it always, I'm like sitting there looking at the people, and they're just like defending everything he does. I actually saw people defending the layoffs today. Well, you know, redundancies, and they didn't cancel any games. It's like, are you serious? No. People were defending this shit. It's unreal. I'm just like, man, you guys are absolutely insane. How can you defend this stuff? Right? They claimed it was redundancies the first time when they laid off thousands. They said they were going to buy Activision and people would save their jobs.
That's right. That was the word on the street.
Like, I mean, come on.
Go ahead, D.
I know we're doing the intros, but I just want to say, because this crap is saying all this stuff. Being an Xbox fan, you got to be honest and true. And like, apart from your little heel turn there, we'll leave that alone for now. You know, Crap's been like an Xbox guy from like day one, right?
Yeah.
And if you the tone or the mood right now is that if you say anything to criticize Xbox, suddenly you don't like Xbox anymore. You're a Sony fan or you're a pony bot. Like you can never criticize Microsoft. And you're right. The Xbox community is fragmented because I've been with this community for years.
Yeah.
It is so fragmented. And I got to say, and I know I'm going to get in shit for this and I don't really give two shits, is that nope, there's a segment of the fans right now that are like a cult. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. It's bad. And listen, it's like, here's the thing, right? It's I'm a fan. Anytime me and Mooch do like our not E3 show, people can see my a portion of my collection in the background. It's literally thousands of games, mostly Xbox, right? I have thousands. You know, I've owned every Xbox. Still have them all.
Yep.
Still have I have like 6 Xbox 360s, different versions, including the Star Wars one. I've got original Xbox. I've got the Halo original Xbox. I've got Xbox One X. There's 4 Xbox Series S's in the house. Kids all have them. One in the living room. I have a Series X in my bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like I have all this stuff, right? And it's like they don't even take the time out to interact with the fans, let anybody know what's going on, which really kind of pisses me off. And it's like they don't take advantage. They have this, like, the Series X is a great console, but nobody is taking advantage of that because Microsoft doesn't really care about it. So it's like you have this really good console, and these games should be running amazing on there. And a lot of the times, I'd say 95% of the time, they aren't. It's pretty equal. Anytime that they're equal with PS5 or worse than PS5, like, that's a problem. It's like, but again, if you're a developer, are you going to spend more time on the version that has almost, the console that has almost 70 million out there, or the console that maybe has, well, if you're looking at the Series X, let's just split it. You can say maybe 15 million Series X's versus almost 70 million PS5s. It's a, if I was a developer, I'm just being honest. I'm not spending very much time on the Xbox version at all. Right. No. So you can understand why some of this stuff is happening. And I'm an Xbox fan, man. It's like I've started adding up the stuff that I had. It's like over $100,000 spent on Xbox shit over the years.
Well, crap,
it's a lot of money.
I'm glad you mentioned what you have an Xbox as far as this generation, because we're going to get into Moochonomics later on, and we're going to get you a PS5.
I can't wait.
We're going to get you into a PS5
man. He knows
Pro.
all about Moochonomics.
Absolutely.
Man.
So we got the great Crap Gamer. You guys all know I love Crap's opening monologue. It's always great. It's the best.
I got a lot to say. And
I know you do.
It's like it's crazy because I'm an outspoken person, and I feel like when I'm riffing like that is probably the bet when I'm at my best. Is just because it comes from the heart. It's like there's no bullshit, none of this stuff written down, just stuff that I want to say, and and a live audience hearing it. It's genuine. It's not some kind of
no. It's 100% genuine. You speak from the heart, and actually, you gave a great segue. Speaking from the heart, who says that better than anybody else? The great Jay Bari. Jay Bari always says this. Jay,
yes, sir. Listen. Yo, I'm loving this intro.
Did you love what Crap was saying in D?
Let's talk about it, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have some history. We have been going back and forth for quite a while, and these are talking points that I've been saying when it comes to the fan base. Not like I hate Xbox per se, but sometimes you can't say nothing. Like, I feel like with a lot of Xbox fans, they just go with the win as far as whatever Xbox is doing. We're not doing a mid-gen refresh. Oh yeah, who cares about a mid-gen refresh? Like, no, you bought like 2 last generation. How you don't care now? What the hell going on?
That's right.
But I ain't gonna bash no Xbox fan. I'm gonna let y'all do that because
hey, Jay Barry, man, I bought a Series S or a 1S, and then all knowing well I was gonna get the 1X the following year, and I did that, right?
Exactly.
I spent $1,500 on Xbox Ones, right? It's like, it's not about the money as like I was believing in the product, and you think they're buying all these studios to make exclusives, and then Phil's just like, exclusives aren't happening anymore. That's not the cool thing.
Hey,
and
listen,
then,
man, I know it got crazy when I listened to that Phil Spencer interview, and he was telling you all his downfalls, and people was just like, whoa, clapping. I'm like, whoa, what is going on?
Exactly. He's like, I've made the worst decisions. I'm like, finally, this fucker said it. And everybody's like, what a great man to admit that. Bravo, Phil. Sign him to another 10-year contract, right? Like, I'm looking around like,
shout out to Phil. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
He's great for PlayStation.
He's wonderful for PlayStation. Well, Crap, you
like Sony's got to love this guy. He must be getting, I don't know.
Crap, you gave an analogy.
Reach arounds or something.
You gave an analogy about sports. What do you call it? You said the sports as far as the New York Giants.
Yeah, if he was a manager. Like,
but here's the thing,
we can't beat him. Hey, Mooch. Hey, I'm Brian DeBall.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we can't beat the Eagles or Cowboys or Redskins.
Yeah, but here's the difference, Crap. Brian Dabble, he came in. Okay, he didn't say that out loud, but we still can't beat the Commanders or the Cowboys or the Eagles. So apparently,
exactly,
he's doing the same strategy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian Dable. Hopefully he gets his act together for week 2. All right, let me get through these intros. We got a lot to talk about. The great creative Kofi is with us. By the way, just in case you guys know, okay, if this was like a big time show on WNBC, I'd have my people reaching out to creative Kofi's people. He's a very busy man, but we got the great Kofi with us tonight. Creative Kofi, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing fantastic, man. It has been too long. I think been over 2 months. During the summertime, I try to do some athletic sports, But of course, sports isn't really spoken too much here, which is fine.
No, you don't do that on a gaming. Later. You cannot talk sports too long on a gaming podcast. Believe me.
Keep it to 5 seconds.
Yes.
But it's great to be back. Life is pretty good as usual. I import lots of games. I'm currently playing a imported JRPG that comes out in the U.S. next month called Renatus.
Nice.
And it's kind of gotten some. Sure. Yeah. Actually, shout out to Jay Barry, shout out to Persona and various other JRPG fans who know of this game because the visuals, when it was first marketed, reminded a lot of people of Final Fantasy Versus 13, which we all know became Final Fantasy 15. But the character designers of that game are working with this smaller developer called Furyu to make Renatus. And this title came out in Japan in July. So I imported it. It took forever and a day to get to my doorstep, but I got it maybe 10 days ago. I have been playing it. And I'll say this, I'm a optimistic skeptic of Furyu games because typically they have great concepts, really interesting characters, but incomplete gameplay. Typically because of funding. I honestly think they just want to have funding to complete their ideas. But Renatus is so far the most complete game I have played from them, and they've made maybe 7 new IPs in the last 8 years. So they're always trying new things. But I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to be posting gameplay, lots of interesting stuff about that. But yeah, it's great to be back, guys.
Great to have you, Kofi. No, it's all right, Kofi. We can get into that as we go on. We're going to be talking some games as the middle end of the show kind of goes in because we're going to be talking a lot about the PS5 Pro. Shout out to the great detective Seeds. Seeds is here. Seeds, good to have you not only on the show, you've been on the past few weeks, but you've been on location. So it's good to have you home. I believe you're at your home base today. Who knows? You might actually be in Miami on a beach somewhere. Seeds, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm at home, man. Hey, it was a great show. Appreciate you having me on tonight. Crap did an awesome job in his opening monologue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, it was great talking games with you guys. But in all seriousness, I would expect a announcement on the 23rd for a State of Play on the 24th.
There it is.
To open up TGS. And then there's rumors starting to go around. I have not confirmed it with anybody that I know at Sony, but apparently Sony's going to have a separate another event in December.
Almost like a PSX or whatever they used to call that, PSX or whatever that show was. I can't remember. They haven't done it in a while now.
I don't know, but it's been tossed around by some guys that leak way more than I ever have, and guys that truly have some pretty good connections. Guys that have nailed it on a couple things, and so we'll see. But that seems to be the consensus is State of Play 24th mid-afternoon.
They'll be stealing the limelight from the great Jeff Keighley if they're doing it in December. But nonetheless, that sounds like very interesting news. Detective Seeds, you heard it here first, folks. And Seeds, what do you always say? You're like, I'm not an insider, just reliable source here. Take it as you will, right? That's what we always say.
I'm just
Seeds.
a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
That's all
Actually,
it is.
It's a dude, but yeah,
That's great the way you put it. The great Death Singer is here too. Singer, I'm going to promise not to leave you alone to fight your fight alone tonight because we're going to talk about a bunch of different things, and I know that you're going to come from the PC aspect, which I appreciate, by the way. Singer, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. Shout out to my, I miss all the console shenanigans. I woke up, saw the light, went to PC, never looked back,
No, we miss you, Singer. We miss you.
Who pays for online in 2024? Like, I'm already paying for my internet. I don't want to be playing to play my games too,
It's
crazy.
Singer, do you got Game Pass Ultimate?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you paying on for online, brother? What you talking about?
No, actually, I don't. Because it was from when I stacked it back when I had an Xbox.
Okay.
It crosses into PC as well. Shout out to Game Pass Ultimate. But
Singer gives the best. He gives the best shout outs, by the way.
I was just going to say, also, shout out to my spec sheet warriors out there.
There it is.
Yep, you need to lay off the gas. Because your GTA will still be 30 FPS, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Singer, be careful that anything above, if it gets to 31 FPS, you're going to hear about it. You do know that.
It's fine. It's fine because GTA has never been 60 on console. When it releases.
We've never had a console as powerful as we have a PlayStation Pro either.
Yeah, but we've never had GTA 6.
It's like when an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object.
I don't know if it's going to be 60, but I know it's not going to be 30.
I'm with you, D. That's what I think. I think the great Jay Barry said it before the show went live. He said, Mooch, I think you're looking at probably an uncapped 60, and it'll be somewhere in that range.
Unfortunately, the CPU says no, because the CPU is still anemic. So, yeah.
Nobody knows.
You know what?
If the CPU being anemic is more anemic at 1080p. As you ramp up the resolution and you have a more powerful GPU, less of the weight is on the CPU, it goes more on the GPU. Now, if it's still a heavy CPU bottleneck, it's going to bottleneck as it goes up in res. So it's, you're not going to get the same gains as you would get if it's a GPU bound engine, but it's not going to be stuck at 30. Say it goes up to like 45. Then they apply PSSR and frame gen, you got your 60. So don't say absolute that it's going to be 30 because it's not going to be 30. Listen, I can't say it's going to be 60, but it's not going to be 30.
Well, yeah, if you look at what Mark Cerny was saying, right, he was talking about how a lot of people like the 40 frames options that they used on the regular PS5 and how VRR and all that FreeSync and all that kind of stuff was important. And they even gave statistics on how many people who owned a PS5 had a TV that was capable of 120 hertz and those things. So, I mean, you could definitely see a situation where they are going to run. There'll be an option, I believe, to run above 30.
They're going to. I've been under NDA for months because of this damn thing. There are going to be things within the PS5 Pro that I said it last night on Brab's show. It is going to be like a relationship between the PS5 Pro and the developers. They still have to meet halfway, but the PS5 Pro is going to allow them to do things that they have not been able to do on the consoles that we currently have. And so anyone right now, I think that is saying definitively that GTA 6 is not going to hit 60. I just don't think they truly know yet. And so when it comes out, could it, stay at 30? Maybe, but we don't know yet. And I think that's part of the problem. Like we've had, I know we're going to get into the PC side, but we had all these guys talking about, the PC parts and stuff. And then you got, Digital Foundry coming out and saying, no, here's what it would be, because some of the technology is not even on, some of these cards yet. So I just don't think we know. I think that's the biggest thing. We don't know.
Like in my opinion,
I see GTA.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, I see like GTA 6 is like PlayStation's like biggest push as far as like their partnered games, and I wouldn't see them doing such a big marketing push, especially with a Pro, and be like, oh yeah, it's the best version in 30 frames. Nah, they're definitely going to have some type of push, like tell you.
That's going to be a huge tool to sell it. Now, since you're under NDA, and I know you can't probably say a lot of stuff, but
I'm out. It's done now.
Well, I know you know your stuff. Then, if you're talking about this, a lot of people, you're right. They're not realizing all the improvements. Like the increased bandwidth alone takes some of the work off of the CPU. The fact that they have machine learning on there, a block on there, that takes off some work off of the CPU. I mean, so that
you got the memory system efficiency within it that takes. There's just so many things. I'm not a huge guy into the tech side, okay, but they're going to be 62 games. There's 62 games exact that when you get the PS5 Pro, we're supposed to have. I got an email after the announcement that I would have mine second or third week of October. That seems to be the consensus of when guys are going to get them a little bit early to be able to do reviews on.
I got to move to Indiana. Go ahead, Seeds.
And so there are going to be 62 games that come out. And when these games come out and you have them downloaded, there's going to be a thing on there that lets you know if it's PS5 Pro enhanced or not, if you have the PS5 Pro. If you already have it and you download it, it's going to download. There are some of the games on there that are going to have 5 and 6 different modes that you can select. Now, I can't really comment on third party because I don't know. Some of the third party. I've been asked about Dragon's Dogma. I don't know Dragon's Dogma. What it's going to hit. I don't know because I haven't seen it. But from some of the games that I do know, first party, I think that if developers such as Rockstar, since we've been talking about them, they like to do things right. They like to make the creme de la creme. Their games are always just phenomenal. And so I think if they are given the opportunity to tap into the power that the Pro has, I think they're going to do their part to get it to work. And so I would hold off, just basing it off of what we know about, the CPU, because there are other aspects of the Pro that can take the pressure off to allow them to pull and enhance the graphics and how the games run. And so I would just caution on anyone saying it's going to or it's not going to definitively, because some of this technology that they have in here, I don't know that we've seen it truly function yet in anything yet. So
yeah,
I would use caution.
So let me,
Dragon's Dogma 2. I think that's going to be a good indicator, because they've announced that game is going to be PS5 Pro enhanced, and we know for a fact that game is CPU bottleneck. So that's going to be a really good example of what we can expect on CPU bottleneck games.
So D, I want to give you the mic because I know you have a lot to say on this. I do have a couple of super chats here. Shout out to Domino Zero. He says, we appreciate Saquon. Listen, Saquon had a good game, but usually doesn't make it to week 5. We'll see, Domino. The great Jimmy Harrison says, best damn show ever. Jimmy, thank you. Damien's back. He says, Bari is a fanboy, LOL. Hit that like button. Shout out to Damien. Great to have Damien here. And Damien's a big... I got a chance to meet Damien through the What's Up podcast, so shout out to Damien. Rob Jones, he says, all the topics and only get through 2 of them. Rob, you know the show all too well. Quick Killings. Shout out to the great Quick Killings. We haven't seen Quick Killings in a while. He says, been a while for me, Mooch. I had to come back and say, how dare Sony ask me to pay $700 for an optional upgrade? People act like they have no choice. Quick, we're going to get into that. Spidey Sal, by the way, shout out to Spidey Sal for the outstanding super chat. He goes, here's to the GOAT, Mooch. Thank you very much. He says, D has been going scorched earth on X all day. Yes, he has. Love it, and has a new follow. There you go, D. You got a new follow. He
Thanks,
says,
man.
Shout out to Seeds and Crap Legends. Shout out to Spidey Sal. Appreciate that. And the great Andy Hart says, extra storage, visual upgrade. The PS5 Pro sounds good to me. Definitely interested. Andy, thank you. Now, D, just to let the audience know, because I know we were all talking and we kind of jumped right into the first topic, which was fine. But Sony comes out, they do PS5 Pro, they show it. Again, I kind of agree with Crap. I think everyone on the panel will kind of agree with me here. Didn't love the 9-minute showing of it. I think they could have done a better job there. But the one thing they emphasized on, and we will talk about that, how they should have done a better job on it, was the big 3. And Dave, if you'll give me a second, I'll read this off and then I'm going to let the panel take it from here. Upgraded GPU with PS5 Pro. We're upgrading a GPU that has a 67% more compute unit than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering, for gameplay, making the experience that much smoother. Advanced ray tracing, guys, okay? We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And last, before I give it to D, AI-driven upscaling, which may be the secret sauce for them. We'll see what happens. Yep. We're also introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, right? An AI-driven upscaling that uses a machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. The announced games that Detective Seeds was just talking about in D-Batch, Alan Wake 2, these are the ones they give a short list. Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon's Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, The Crew Motorfest, The First Descendant, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. That's just a short list. They said, I think when it launches, I heard that 50 games will be listed. So go ahead, D. I just wanted to give 62. The audience... Is it 62? Apologize. I heard 50. I'll take 62. But D, I wanted to just read that so anyone who was coming into the show can say, so what's the big advancements here as far as the propaganda from Sony? But D, you have had a lot going on in the past 48 hours. Wow. You know, what is it you really kind of want to get off your chest as far as the technology, and like you said, let's not speak in absolutes. We don't know what this thing can do yet.
Right. So when they announced it, yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that the initial show was kind of lackluster because one, they broadcasted in 1080p. I understand you're demoing a console that's going to output 4K. You want to emphasize the better visuals that you're going to get over the regular PlayStation 5, and you stream it in 1080p. That was pretty bad. They didn't show us like really good comparisons on top of that because they were showing some of the older games, and they only showed their games. They didn't show any like third-party games, right? And I think that was probably strategic because I don't think they want to go too hard on their own PlayStation 5, right? So, they're kind of in a tough place there, and I think they should have presented it much better. Now, thankfully, we'll probably get into that a little bit later. Digital Foundry now has the PlayStation 5 Pro, so I'm pretty sure they'll be able to convey the message a lot better than Sony is. They just did a couple of tweets today, and they're setting the internet on fire already. So
yeah,
that was that. Now, when I saw the specifications, though, because I'm a tech head, right? So they didn't need to really show me all. I wanted to see them, obviously, but they didn't need to show them to me per se, because the specs alone spoke enough to me because I understand the technology. Now, the 67% improvement on the CUs is incredible. That's a huge upgrade, and I was just stunned by people saying, "Oh, it's not a big upgrade. It's just a little bit. It's like this. It's like the Xbox Series X now, or it's I can't even see the difference. It's the same as the PlayStation 5," without using logic and seeing that you have a huge increase over the CUs, that you're going to get better performance. Obviously, I think a lot of people are hung up on the CPU, and the games that are bottlenecked by the CPU this gen, but there's very few games that are actually CPU bottlenecked. Most games are GPU bottlenecked. So although it sucks that it does have the same CPU,
yeah,
people are kind of overblowing it a little bit. And you can be CPU bottlenecked, at higher resolutions, of course, but the lower resolutions, you're going to be more bottlenecked as you go up. Even if the engine is heavy on the CPU, as you go up, the GPU can alleviate some of those things. It'll still be bottlenecked, but not as much if you have the power on the GPU at higher resolutions, right? So they could offer for those games, like I said, it's going to be interesting what they do with Dragon's Dogma. They could offer an unlocked mode and then, tack on PSSR and frame rate, frame gen on top of that, and, perhaps get a 60 FPS. Now, my biggest beef in all this week is when I saw the specs and the performance and the CUs, and I matched it up against what AMD has, and then, I matched it up against what NVIDIA has, because remember now, AMD has similar feature sets now to what NVIDIA has with this PlayStation 5 Pro GPU. I figured out that this is pretty much going to be around the 4070, and I kind of tweeted that out. I was like, I don't understand why people are upset about the price of the PlayStation 5 Pro when, if you just buy the GPU alone, it's almost as expensive as the system. So, like, what are we doing here? And then people were like telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not going to be anywhere near a 4070. And Digital Foundry, they did a video and they said it could be a 6800 because of the same CUs, but that's like RDNA 2, so it's definitely not that, and it doesn't match up on the features. It could be a downclock 7800 XT, but it doesn't match up on the features. It could also be a 3070 Ti, but it also doesn't match up on the features because it has more efficient features. It has stuff that's not out yet on PC, so we can't even say it's going to be that. We can say these will be the baseline. And then today, after they got their PlayStation 5 Pro, they did an interview, and in their interview, they said you'd have to get a 4070 in order to match the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, last night I did a podcast with Fonz and Hargeet and others. I forget his name right now. So sorry. Anyways, we did that show yesterday.
Black
and,
Viking.
Yeah, Black Viking. I'm sorry. And they were like on me. They were like on me, like in disbelief. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not going to be anywhere near a 4070. People were saying, oh, the next generation is not even going to be near a 4070. And I was like losing my mind. I'm like, what are you talking about? The PlayStation 5 Pro is going to perform like a 4070. And you're telling me that the next generation consoles aren't going to perform like a 4070? Like, what are we doing here? And the misinformation, it drove me crazy. It was a really spirited conversation. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of lost my stuff because, these are supposed to be, my peeps, and they're doubting me. And I'm laying out all the information. I dropped a big video yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 35 minutes explaining all the details. And, lo and behold, today I put out a tweet that, forget all these people that doubt me. Don't worry. When it comes out, I'm going to have my revenge. And like 2 hours later, IGN released the video. So you can release this video right now, Mooch.
All right, well, let's play. Let me, guys in the audience, let me know if you hear this. Hopefully it comes through. This was on IGN earlier today. I don't think they can hear it.
We don't hear anything.
You guys
Right,
don't
no
hear
sound
that?
for us.
Yeah, there's no
Does the
sound.
audience, do you hear that or you do not? Let me know if you hear the IGN clip I was just playing. Let me know if you guys hear that. It should be coming through, but I'm not. No, they don't hear anything. All right. I apologize, D. I thought anything that was supposed to come through here is supposed to play, but for some reason, of course, whenever I do it, it won't play. But D, can you give the synopsis of it basically?
Yeah, so basically, John, he was asked, it's going to be really expensive.
I think
right?
Destin was asking, hey, do you think, I was listening to it just now. So he said basically, you know what, at this point for $700, I think I'm going to just go ahead and I'm just going to buy a PC. Do you think it would be comparable for me to get what the PS5 Pro can do for roughly around $700? I'm paraphrasing, but then you can take it. And then Digital Foundry basically said at that point, no, it's going to cost you substantially more. Because, if you want to match the GPU, you're going to have to get a 4070, and you're going to have to get a CPU, you're going to have to get a motherboard, you're going to have to get all those things, it's going to probably run you close to like $1,500. So for all those people saying, oh, I can go and build a Pro for like $700, no, you can't. And I don't understand why they ever thought that, because that's the whole purpose of console. The price to performance in console has never been beat. It can't be beat. It is what it is. And it also proved my point that the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to perform like a 4070. So all the detractors that were saying, oh no, it's not, it's like a 3060 and all this ridiculous stuff. Digital Foundry, you don't have to take my word for it. Sure. I'm a small YouTube channel. I'm a small guy on X. Sure. I said it first though, but Digital Foundry, they confirmed it, that you're going to need a 4070 to match the PlayStation 5 Pro. So to all the guys out there saying it's not going to make a big difference, really? You wouldn't want to have a 4070 comparable GPU in your console right now in the living room? All the Xbox guys saying, oh, we don't care about a mid-gen refresh. You're going to care when the multiplats are running better. You're going to care when Assassin's Creed Shadows is smoking the Xbox Series X on the PlayStation 5 Pro and all the multiplats. You're going to care at that point.
They're going to care when Doom, an Xbox first-party game, is going to run better. They're going to care when Indiana Jones is going to run better. They're going to care when Call of Duty is going to run better. They're going to care when when Microsoft start patching their own games and Sea of Thieves and all the games that they put on there is running better. Like, they're going to care, right? You can pretend that you don't, but if Microsoft were doing something similar, they would be like, hell yeah, and they wouldn't think that $700 was too much because just like Mooch has talked about, like GameStop is giving people $400 for their old consoles.
Yeah.
$400.
$410. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I mean, listen, it's not like people like I think this console is more for people that probably already own one and they want to just upgrade for the best. Or they play, you know what I mean? And that's what it's for. So people are really pocket watching other people. I don't get that.
I don't either.
Especially because I'm an Xbox guy and I know a lot of other people like me who bought an Xbox One for $500 day one, bought a Xbox One S in 2016, and then in 2017 bought a One X.
That's right.
Don't forget the memory card. Don't forget the memory card.
Yeah. So I mean, like we've done that. Like I was a guy. I bought the PS4 Pro day one. I had the VR day one. It was very, very interesting way that people kind of pocket watch everybody else. Like, people let them get what they want, to sit there and go, oh well, it's not worth it or so whatever. Like, listen, I've been one to say this as well. Like, part of the reason that's $700 is Sony's not going to take a loss on that, and the other part is they feel no competition from Microsoft whatsoever, right? Like, Microsoft is zero competition to them. They're like, who's Microsoft, right? Microsoft is a publisher to them. Like, they're not a console to them. So, Microsoft are partially, and I'll die on that hill. Microsoft are partially to blame for that because, they literally, when you start putting your games on there the way that they have and won't list anything as exclusive and you're as wishy-washy as Phil Spencer, like, who on earth would really trust, like, Microsoft isn't really competition for them. Sony can, and I said this, next gen, if Sony puts out an $800 PS6 and Microsoft puts out a $400 next-gen Xbox, the PS6 would outsell it 3-1 because it ain't about the money. It's like, and that's just the truth. People don't trust Xbox anymore. They flip-flop about everything,
And it would have been less painful because the next generation Xbox was supposed to come out in 2026. And, I heard yesterday that it's going to be pushed back to 2027. Now, I gotta hear from other people, but I did hear that from one person, and that's going to be pushed back to 2027. So if the next Series X is pushed,
Dave, what are you hearing about this next new tech from Xbox? Because I got to be at this point in time. Listen, even if it is and listen, I'll give the credit where credit's due. Let's say Xbox comes out with the most powerful thing in the world again, right? And they do better than the PS5 Pro, which is totally legit. I can see that, right? But why would I invest right now in an Xbox in 2027 or 2026 or 2028 for that matter, when those games are going to be coming over to PlayStation? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The reason I'm going to probably build a PC, whether it be end of this year again or next, because mine is now approaching 6 or 7 years old. So my PC is getting a bit dated, but nonetheless, I can play Xbox games on Steam. And whatever I want on console, if it comes out earlier there, I'll play it over there on PS5. Where's the incentive to do hardware from the Xbox standpoint? And I mean that not sarcastically at all. It's a legitimate question.
I think what they're doing is, the price of performance will be one reason for starters. Game Pass, because if everything goes to plan, how Microsoft has laid it out and all the studios they have, in 2027 we should have a hell of a lot of games in Game Pass, and it should be cranked out. So that will be another reason. We're hearing that they're probably going to license out building a machine that you can call an Xbox. Hearing that the next Xbox is going to have different storefronts on it. So they're going to have it looks like they're going in a different way for marketing. That's a couple of years away. We have to wait till the technology is there.
Absolutely.
I think we should more focus on now. And now, don't get me wrong, I still will play my Xbox. I play most of my games on PC now because most of my Xbox games are on PC. Game Pass.
Yep.
I play a lot of sports games still on my Xbox. But, investing into an Xbox, they're going to have a little of an uphill battle now with the PlayStation 5 Pro. And of course the regular PlayStation 5 is already smoking them. And then you release this limited edition console. This is what pissed me off the most. All these Xbox guys, maybe if 100 were screaming at me, maybe 2 of them were screaming at that console. But the rest of them was like crickets. And that console is priced at $600. It's the same Xbox console, has a different paint job. It's nothing even really, spectacular, to be honest with you.
It's very basic, yeah.
Same controller. It has 2 terabytes, which is nice.
That's nice.
Upgrade. Thank you very much. But it is $600, which is $100 less than the PlayStation 5 Pro. So nobody that is buying that console can ever complain about the PlayStation 5 Pro. If you buy that console over the PlayStation 5 Pro, I think you're a dope.
Yeah, I would have to question you. Go ahead, Singer.
I do agree with what Crab said, though. And this comes back to Destin had Richard Ledbetter from Digital Foundry on.
That's right.
And it was a fantastic interview. And I completely agree with his ending sentiments, which was if your main platform is PlayStation, that's where you game. And you don't, that is your main platform. The Pro, wonderful decision. Play your games at the best possible thing. If you're outside of that, though, if it's not your primary platform, then it's just a good option if you like technology and you want to have the best of the best. If not, it's just not for you, and it's an option to buy. And that was fantastic. Also in the interview, which is where I got Space Marine Dragon's Dogma and the GTA thing, he doesn't think it's gonna hit the 60 frame rate. So I'm willing to go out on a limb with him on that, because it's we'll have to see, but so far you just don't know. But the PS5 Pro don't pocket watch it. If you're a PC guy, you ain't too worried about it because you're too busy saving up for a 50 series card, which will cost you $2,000 probably.
Singer, I was just
apparently not. They're making a lot of noise.
Singer, I got to be honest with you. That's the thing I don't understand. I just told you, I'm looking to upgrade my PC. When the 50 series comes out, I'll be interested. The last thing you'll hear me...
$2,000 there, Mooch.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. But then I won't... Listen, I built a PC. Last time I built mine was 2018. You know what I mean? So, it's going to be... We're going into it'll be 2025 before I build a new one. So you're looking at, it's enough years have gone by. But my point is, what you just said is what I don't understand. If you get a hold of me, Singer, and we talk behind the scenes, and you say to me, Mooch, you won't believe it, I decided I'm going to get a 5090. Do you think I would talk you off the ledge of buying it? I'd be like, that's awesome. Buy 2, give me 1. At that point, you know what I mean?
No one would, because everyone upgrades their PC differently. Everyone has different specs, not everyone has the exact same PC. Some people choose to go Intel CPU or AMD CPU, or you could go NVIDIA GPU, or you could go.
Well, somebody said to me,
You would say that's a
Anyone-
rivalry, though, right? AMD versus Nvidia.
Oh,
I've seen
sure.
those
Well,
camps
it is a rivalry,
Yes.
but it's still not stopping Nvidia, price gauging the shit out of their graphics cards.
true.
But,
Yeah.
but the main reason is it's like everyone wants the ray tracing, and AMD is behind Nvidia in that aspect. And for the most part, DLSS is much better than AMD's solution for it, although AMD's has gotten better. But, it's like most people want me personally, I went for NVIDIA GPU, AMD CPU, because I hate Intel. I don't like Intel at all. Whatever. So, yeah, there is a rivalry, but yeah, it's, people just do what they do. And of course, everyone jumps out the window, but they do this every time. They did this when the PS5 was announced. Everyone built up these spec sheets. Here's my $500 PC. The case is a milk carton, Just throw everything in there and off you go. And it's like, just leave it alone. Hold your horses. Wait for it to come out. Everyone's going to do their analysis.
Absolutely.
And
Now, let me ask this question to Jay Barry. Jay, I know you got to be chomping at the bit because you've been on fire as well. You might be just like D was like 1. You were like 1A. You were right there today, Barry. You were everywhere I was looking. So, Jay, the one thing I don't understand is the whole the financial situation. Someone said to me, Mooch, we can't allow that $700 to be the asking price because then we're setting the wrong tone for the next generation. Here's the thing, Jay. I let this individual know. Of course, I'm a Mooch. I wish it was free. I wish it was $1. But hear me out. 2 pizzas, Jay, we live in New York. 2 pizzas, 20 wings, I'm at $70. Okay? 4 IMAX tickets, everyone getting soda and popcorn, I'm at $120. That's 2 hours. Jay, this is 3-4 years I get to enjoy. Plus, if I'm trading in, I want to get to 2 PS5 Pros. I'm trading in my Xbox Series X. I'm trading in my PS5. And I'm going to get 2 Pros. But the point of the matter is I'm going to get $410 a piece for those bad boys if you go by Saturday. You have to go this Saturday. I'm sure the numbers will change week to week. The way that I saw the ad was this Saturday. But, Jay, why do people seem to care? I want to get the best tech for the next 3 to 4 years before the PS6. And then when the PS6 comes out, I'm going to get more trade-in value for the Pro than I would for my 2020 PS5. Moochonomics, guys. There's a test next Thursday, 7 p.m. Jay, what do you think?
I get people's criticisms when it comes to the price because, it is expensive. Seeing a console that costs $700, just looking at the price and then looking, is this a PS5 Pro? If you ain't watched the presentation, if you ain't read the CNET hands-on, if you're not listening to the interview that D-Batch was talking about with IGN and Richard Ledbetter, whatever his name is, then you're going to be like, what the hell is going on? Why am I paying just for a little bit more with a Pro? But the price to performance as far as what they're comparing it to or what they assume is compared to, I feel like going into the PlayStation 5 Pro, I always said it was going to be expensive. Just due to the landscape that we live in now, we're seeing that console prices are not going down as the generation progresses. We're seeing console like a Switch. The Switch came out in 2017. It never got a price decrease since it came out. The PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 has been getting an increase on a yearly basis. And the controller went up $5. So if they're going to do a Pro console, I don't know how people was thinking like $500. I'm just like, what the fuck, people? It's just not the times that we live in. Thinking that it's going to be like how it was with the PlayStation 4 Pro. But like for me, I think it's expensive, but I look at it as far as like how I am as a gamer and what I want from it, and I think it delivers on a lot of things that I want the PlayStation to improve on. And that PSSR, I just using DLSS on my PC now, I'm like that tech is good. I turn it on when I play my games. I drop my resolution to 1440p, even though I don't have to, but I still do it because the image quality look good and the frames I get more.
Yep.
I'm just like, how people are bashing that now on a console side is just weird to me. But it is expensive, but this is not for the masses. We knew that going in. We knew that with the PlayStation 4 Pro going in. So anybody complain about, I'm not getting it, it's not for me, I don't want it, I don't care about it. Cool. You know, let's make sure that on September 26th, I have a smooth process of me pre-ordering this motherfucker. Because if I get one hitch, because all of the internet is telling me that they're not going to get it, it's a waste of money. Perfectly fine. But I better make sure. You better make sure I get my shit day one. That's all I gotta say. But I don't know, man. I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. If that make any sense, it doesn't make any sense. But I still said it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like $700 is a lot, but the price to performance, I think it's there.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Blaze. You couldn't have come at a better time, buddy. I said to Blaze, I said there's so much.
That's who did it down the world. Oh yeah, I see that.
That's Blaze right there. Shout out to Blaze 4K, everybody. Blaze, I got a hold of you because generally when there's a lot of shit talking going on left and right, this and that. Blaze, you've done a number of short videos on X. You've done videos on YouTube. You do solid cast every single week where you call out. You don't have a problem calling out Sony if something's wrong. Like you said the same thing. I was walking back to my car. I already saw the PS5 Pro 9-minute trailer, and you did a little. It was I thought you were going to go on a rant, but it was just a graphic of you saying day one. And I was like, listen, to me, it's a no-brainer. It seems like it's a no-brainer to you, but what do you think, Blaze, with all this back and forth you've been seeing for the last 48 hours?
Sorry, I'm late, Mooch.
That's all right, buddy.
Shout out to the panel in the chat. Listen, bro. I'm so sick and like this shit is literally triggering me. Like I don't understand why dudes got a problem. Like stop watching what I'm buying, bro.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't matter. Like this is for the enthusiasts. Like oh my god, the PS6 is gonna be $1,000. Like bro, it's not.
No,
it's not.
It's like, really not.
And then the other thing that's funny is all these people building the $900 Walmart PC. It's like get the fuck out of my face with this shit, bro. This shit is really aggravating. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, when you factor in a 2 terabyte SSD, which is going from $150 to $200 depending on the version of SSD you want. Then you add the increased power of the GPU. It's like, bro, like, what do you want them to do? Like, where's the room? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they could have sell it at a lot, bro. It's when you look at the hardware matches the price, bro. In my opinion, it really does. I'm sorry, like, there's no room for it. Like, it's $700. Like, a lot of the people that are complaining about the price, is it a lot of money? Sure. But a lot of people complain about this fucking price, didn't even own a PS4 Pro. They have no intentions of even buying a PS5 Pro in the first place. They're just over here trying to, you know what I mean? They need fucking videos for their channels, bro. This shit is corny as fuck, bro. I don't want to hear none about a PC, okay? A lot of us in here own PCs. You ain't doing shit with a $900 PC, too. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No.
You're playing Roblox.
And one thing I wanted to add about the PC owners, typically you want to get a new monitor to match the performance of your new PC.
Yes.
And trust me, when I upgraded when you did, Mooch 2018.
Yep.
And I bought a 1440p ultra wide.
Yep.
And it ran a pretty penny. You know what I'm saying?
Sure did.
It was like $800.
Yo, listen, it's very expensive having Blaze as one of your close friends because Blaze, man, this dude's got me hooked on that 32-inch Alienware OLED. That's probably the next monitor. It's beautiful,
It's really
man.
good.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
I don't know anybody that upgrades their. Okay, maybe the odd time you might just upgrade the GPU, but most people when they upgrade their PC, they're not just upgrading one component. Because most times, if you're going to upgrade your GPU, you're going to have to upgrade your CPU. And maybe your CPU is the old gen. You got to go get a new motherboard. You got to get a new, like it's ridiculous. So all these people talking this nonsense, it's all cap. Like, oh, you could go to the classifieds. You could get who the hell goes on the classifieds and buys all of their parts. Maybe you'll buy the GPU or the CPU, and you're asking that guy, "Let me see the receipts. Does it have warranty still? Did you ever use it?" Most people aren't going through that.
Right.
No.
They're just not.
You know what you got to ask them, D? When people come to you and tell you that you can just build a $700 or $900 PC, tell them, show me. What PC are you using? They're not using that shit. They're not going to build that.
This is what
my
I
bad,
do.
My bad.
This is what I do.
Right,
Oh, sorry, I cursed too.
That's all right, man.
Listen,
when you're speaking,
this is what I do for a living.
When you're speaking from the heart,
that's
you're
part of my
curse.
business.
Yeah, well, exactly, D. Right, that's the thing. Like you've been on the show a number of times, and we've talked specs for the past. Even when we were speculating the PS5 Pro, you've been on the show, and I think maybe. I mean, D, did you think that when these results did come out, or when you saw what PlayStation offered, is this even a little bit more than you thought we would get from maybe way back when, or no? This was on point.
It was. It's hard to say. I kind of knew we would get this performance. yeah, I kind of knew it. I thought it would be more around a 7700 XT, close to a 4070.
Okay.
And then as it came out, and I kind of saw the stuff in motion, and then I know what it takes to run that on PC to get that running to 60 FPS or whatever. And then I said, oh shoot, this is going to be really good, man. So I think I'm gonna have to take it up. It's probably going to be closer to a 4070.
Where are they comparing this
here
to? A third? Because I seen like a Digital Foundry 3070 Ti, all this stuff. Like what are they comparing the GPU? Like, because if we even if somebody's like, oh, a 3070 Ti, bro, a 3070 Ti is $700 on Amazon by itself. Like, so I don't understand like where people like factor in like, bro, like I said, I think the price is expensive for a console. But if you factor in like where we're at in the world today, like I said, the hardware itself, bro, I think it's where it's at.
Everybody's complaining, oh, I gotta play this game at 720p upscale to get my 60 FPS, or I gotta choose between ray tracing and I'm getting 30 FPS. That's why the freaking Pro exists.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. So if you're gonna complain about that, spend the money. It's like $250 more than the base PlayStation 5, and get that system and be happy. If you don't want to pay that, then enjoy the PlayStation 5. It's still a good console regardless. So I don't understand the outrage. I understand people getting the shock, sticker price shock, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you sit back and you evaluate everything and you rationalize what is in that console, it's actually a pretty good deal. I don't really know. You're not forced to buy it. They're not going to stop making games on the PlayStation 5. It's not like this is the new generation console and we're going to stop making games on the PlayStation 5, so you better buy this. It's not. It's for the enthusiasts. And you know what? It's going to sell. Yesterday, Mooch, I know you went out and you grabbed 2 of them.
Yeah.
I grabbed one for myself. A lot of people are grabbing them. They're like sold out.
Yeah,
so don't tell me nobody wants the PlayStation 5 Pro.
PS5 disc drive.
Yo, for real.
Are you talking about a disc drive?
You also have to take that. You also have to take that with a grain of salt, because the scalpers know exactly what they're doing.
Taking that with no grain of salt, Depth Singer, man. Come on, knock it off, man.
Well, no, because
anything that sells good, we gotta say, oh, take it with a grain of salt. Scalpers, come on, man.
Okay, but even so, the scalpers are expecting high sales, whatever.
Yeah, they kind of
are,
right?
But then again, like the disc drive's been there for years, and it's never sold out. Now all of a sudden it sells out.
When the Slim came out, it came out last year?
It hasn't even been out for a year.
Yeah. But it was easy. It was easily available. It was easily.
Oh yeah, it was easily available.
Well, did you see?
It was easily available. Go try to buy one now.
I think Insider Gaming said, or I don't want to say it was Insider Gaming, one of them reported that even though people were worried about the scalpers taking mass quantities away, they said that Sony has said that they have plenty of those. Yeah. That's not something they're going to fall behind on. Maybe there's a shortage.
They're going to get stuck with it. That's I don't think they should scalp the console either, because it's going to already be a high price, and like, good luck. But the disc drive, when it's going to be readily available, they're going to take the L on that. So whatever.
No, they will scalp, because people look at the people who paid.
It is going to get scalped. It's going to get scalped.
Look at people who paid $800 for a PS5 or whatever the fuck they paid off scalpers. People will pay the price of entry.
That's the thing. Everything gets scalped nowadays, bro. It is what it is.
Exactly. Everything gets scalped. Okay, so it
don't matter. I don't want to hear that there's no. I got a bet with somebody in my Discord. I'm not gonna say their dumbass name, but he's over here telling me, oh, the PS5 Pro will be vastly available after a week. So that's the bet. So I'm like, you telling me if I don't pre-order, right, this shit's gonna be available. I'm like, bro, if I don't pre-order this console, I will not have one.
That's right.
Until after the holidays. I guarantee it. Yeah,
they aren't going to try to cut. I mean, obviously, you guys are right. They're gonna, you're gonna get some scalpers getting it. But from my understanding, on the 26th, the only way that you'll be able to buy it the first day to pre-order will be through PlayStation Direct.
That's right.
And then after, I think it's 2 weeks later, you'll be able to start to get it through the big box stores.
Wait, so when can you pre-order this?
What's that?
When can you pre-order?
26th of September.
The 26th.
So the goal is
that's all retailers, or is that just PlayStation?
Direct. PlayStation Direct.
September 26th is going to be PlayStation Direct only, and the goal is to take care of the customer base, because it's much harder for the scalpers to get through on the PlayStation Direct, and so from my understanding, they're setting it to where it's going to be extremely fluid and easy for existing players to get in and get it, as long as you can get it. Harder for the scalpers. And then in 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks, I may be off by a week.
It's October
But-
10th. October 10th. It'll
October
be in
10th.
retailers.
Okay, there you
yes.
go. So, a couple weeks, 2 weeks, they're going to open it up for big box stores. And then that's where, you may get some scalpers. But they are trying to cut down on it this cycle around by staggering it. And so I think we'll see how it goes. I don't want to sit here and say you're not going to get any scalpers because I think that'd just be ignorant to say on my part. But I do think that it will be cut down to where it won't be as frustrating for those of us trying to, to get an early adopter to where it was with the PlayStation 5. But I agree. I think Blaze said you ain't gonna be able to get one of these things. Like it's gonna sell out.
Well, the only thing
That's
is like,
I
don't know what I'm gonna do in Canada.
Series X is gonna be scalp too, right? That's thing.
I wonder what I'm going to do in Canada because we don't have PlayStation Direct, so they're probably going to have. I don't know. Hopefully, they'll launch it the same.
It's going to
day
be
they're-
available at their retailers. They said that if you don't have PlayStation Direct in your region, it's going to be available the 26th to the other retailers. So
nice. Let's go.
Yeah,
Who's trading in their PS5?
me. I'm definitely I'm trading.
Oh,
in
I'm
mine.
not trading. I'm not trading.
Yeah,
I
I don't
wanna be
think I'm
using it
trading mine
again.
in.
I
So I
wouldn't be
do think
using
that
it.
they're going to try. I think that's the goal is to because of how poorly. I mean, let's all face it. Like the launch of the PS5, trying to get a hold of one of those fucking things, it kind of went a little poorly with scalpers.
Wait, you guys are all trading in your PS5? That's
No,
crazy.
no.
Yeah, but Blaze,
I'm not trading
Blaze,
mine.
wait,
I'm not
Blaze,
trading.
Definitely not.
Hold on.
I know
we
you
have-
would,
we have-
J-Bar. I know you.
Wait
would.
We
a
have
minute.
2 PS5s in the house. One of the kids has it in their bedroom,
Yeah.
so I don't need 2 PlayStation 5s.
Bro,
Personally, I won't be playing it anymore. I'll be playing the Pro.
First thing I'm doing is comparing. I ain't trading shit in. I'm gonna
Facts.
compare my.
I'll be doing my comparisons against the Xbox Series X. Look out for those videos.
My
I
one
have-
thing, I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna pop out my disc drive on the Slim before I trade that thing in, though. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, crap.
One thing I wanted to
that's
say,
smart,
I
smart,
like
smart,
that
smart.
Yeah.
my disc-based original PS5 respects game preservation. That's the one thing I don't like about this Pro iteration, that it requires an internet connection when you first connect the drive. That's it.
I
That's
think they were
really
gonna
the
say
key
bye to that,
reason.
though. I think
Yeah.
that the physical, like I got a lot of shit for this whenever I was on Gaz's podcast. Like it's almost a year ago, whenever that was. I said that I think maybe the PS6 might have physical copies, but at some point they're going to do away with it. And I think this is kind of like I put out a tweet the other day that this is kind of like the handshake, like
Yeah.
guiding you through the process
Maybe.
of saying bye to physical media and saying hello to digital as a whole. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think
No,
they're going
really
to
quick.
continue with the add-on attachment. I think
So-
because you go ahead. Go ahead. 'Cause you a
I'm
physical
sorry,
guy. I ain't
Jay,
physical. Pause.
Yeah, yeah. I do love physical, and a lot of my games I get, from the Japanese market. Sometimes I get older games that are used, so I notice how many Japanese natives, at least people living in Japan, take care of their games, prefer to buy their games physical. We all know that digital sales really aren't tracked in Japan, so I'm sure they're growing and significant, but physical still reigns. So I often just go to Japanese forums. I just want to see what their reactions are. And a majority of the reactions I've seen are, well, I have to get a drive because it's just, they aren't ready. I'm trying not to
Didn't
generalize.
they
but what I've
region
seen-
lock it?
No, it is not region locked. God bless.
Okay.
Because I often switch my account. I have a Japanese-based account, so I can have access to Japanese DLC and things like that. So actually PS3, since PS3, they have not region locked. I think I'm remembering that correctly. But yeah, so my point is, it would be, in my opinion, way too forward thinking to disclude physical ownership, even next gen, just based on some of my friends who live in Japan or some communities I just often listen to. So yeah, I hope J Bar is right. I hope that at the minimum there's an option. I really wish there was no internet connection required, but that's just.
And I think that's part of their collection of. I mean, I get some people make fun of me for this. I don't care, but the collection of data, like PlayStation wants data. I say this over and over and over again, and it's because I work in the corporate world for a very large billion-dollar company. We want data, and we rely on data. And so, as long as they can get you to sign in, and they're able to get you to plug into where they can track your purchase history, your play, your play times, like what time of day does he play, because eventually at some point, you may have, God forbid, you may have ads that pop up. So, on your home screen, I think Microsoft was already exploring doing some of that. And so, hey, what is this person? What are they into? Are they into anime? Are they into, what are they watching on YouTube? What are they to get these things to pop up? So I think that we're starting to really, I don't know how old everyone else is on this call. I'm in my, mid to late 30s, but I think we're starting to get into a position of technology where the younger generation, they don't really care about the shit that we care about. They're okay if an ad pops up or something pops up because they'll just skip it and get by with it. But these corporations love that. They love to be able to collect that data, know what you're doing so that they can add that into their games and do those things later. So as long as I'm allowed on this podcast, I will continue to preach data collection because that's what it's truly about. They want to know
Seeds, I'm glad that
what they can do.
I'm glad that you say that that's what it's actually for, and I do think that makes a lot of sense. But and Kofi, you're going to be the anomaly here. You're going to be the one person that kind of said, okay, over in Japan, this is what they do, this is how it is. So I can't speak for international. But when people say to me, I am so sick and tired, I can't believe this has an internet connection. To me, in 2024, that's like going to a 5-star restaurant and I don't have utensils in front of me when I sit down. I mean, I don't understand why we're still saying that. Like, I can't believe I need an internet connection. The person arguing with you has an internet connection when they said that. I don't understand what we're talking about. What are we talking about? I don't want to have an internet connection. I don't get that. I think your life gets really boring without one. Now,
yeah, they want the traditional way of playing a game.
They're in the submarine.
They're in the submarine.
And then you can just play. Even if you have physical and you need a required internet connection, that doesn't say that you can still boot up that game, because if that game goes out of service or whatnot, whatever happens, PSN is down, you can't get access to the game even if it's physical because you need that internet connection.
Hey, we got a 360 for you if you don't like that.
We got a 360
Concord
for you.
That's an online only game though. But
the thing is that if you want to dodge some of that shared to PC and their game preservation strategy, yes sir.
You know what else I don't like, Mooch?
Go ahead.
It's really aggravating too on Twitter. People keep adding fucking money to this, bro. Sorry if I keep swearing, goddamn.
That's all right, man.
I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, good luck spending $800, brother." I've been digital for 10 years. I'm not spending any. I'm not buying no disc drive. I'm just being real. Bro. My PS5 don't even got a... Right now, I've had my PS5 without the stand. I don't care if it's ghetto or not. I don't even use a stand on my PS5 right now. So I just, people keep adding prices to this shit. Like, bro, don't tell me that I need a disc drive. Like, listen, I understand I have a lot of physical media.
Yep.
But from the PS4 onward, I stopped buying physical games. So don't... people assume, they're just adding you need it. Like, don't tell me what I need.
Well, I mean...
The other thing I would add there...
PS Plus. You do need PS Plus, though.
The other thing I would add there is, like I said last time on Brap, if I wanted to be told what to do with my money, I'd get married again. And I have no desire to do that shit again.
Damn.
But the one thing I would say is the guys, and nothing against PC guys, because I have a PC, I have a Steam account, and I love how Steam works. I don't own any physical PC games. So this idea that, hey, PS is coming out with this PS5 Pro and making fun that it's digital only, the last person that should say anything is PC, because your games are held in a digital storefront on Steam. Some guys may have physical copies, but most do not. Most of it is through digital storefronts. And so for me, I've been digital for a very long time. If I do have something physical, it's because a company was kind enough to send it to me. But I'm all for digital, and that's just me though. Other people,
when it comes to the current gen consoles, if you want the full feature set, it's not on the physical side; it's on the digital side of things. So I've been all digital since the end of PS3 when they added the preloading. I do have physical disc, but that's just more collectible things or decoration. You know what I mean? But
really important games you love, maybe, right?
Yeah. I would double dip, get the physical, and I have the digital version. But I've been all digital, man. That don't bother me at all. When I saw the console and people was getting mad, I was like, I understand, but I'm not gonna sit down front I put I don't even have a physical PS5 right now. My shit is all digital.
As soon as they told me I could stop going to GameStop and freezing my balls off at midnight to pick up a fucking game, I was like, dude, sign me up. I will buy all these things.
I I will say though, like, because I said, yo, there's no way PlayStation releases a Pro console without a disc drive, because I was just thinking, like, in terms of like Apple wouldn't release something that the base model didn't have, right? So that was my thought process initially. But you know, as long as you can go out and buy a disc drive, listen, they're sold out right now. They'll be available. You know what I mean? He'll be available again. It's not a big deal.
I do have an issue. I do have an issue with them not including like the stand though. I feel like if you're going all out for a premium build or console, you should put that stand in there. You know
again,
what I
mean? I gotta agree
piggyback on that really quick.
I gotta agree with Blaze.
Mention
I do the same thing, Kofi.
Go ahead, Mooch.
Real quick, I just wanted to say I do the same thing as Blaze. Like, I know that they're gonna give us that little toothpick that they're gonna do so I can lay it horizontally. That's the way it's going. It's going horizontal. Like, they give you that toothpick, the transparent toothpick. That's what I'm using.
Horizontal.
Listen,
I'm vertical too. I'm vertical too.
I got
Mooch, you don't need a stand, Mooch. Take off your stand and keep your PlayStation. Oh, people are like, well, what about if you bump into you? Bro, don't bump into your shit.
Exactly.
Bro, the original stand works with the Slim, and the Slim stand works with the Pro.
Really?
So the original
that's a good one.
Oh, interesting.
It still works with the Pro. So
there we go.
All right,
don't need it.
All right, that's even
I just
better.
won't be trading that in. No stand.
Kofi, go ahead. I took the microphone away from you, buddy. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Yeah, really quick. Crap Gamer mentioned that, you know, the lack of competition from maybe another console that's in a similar power type situation like Xbox might be the reason why PlayStation is doing that. To me, I am coming from the perspective of wanting physical. I think that if Xbox did have a competitor or was more competitive in these last few years in terms of favoring the customer who owns a physical box, PlayStation wouldn't do this. I think they would have included a physical option for one overall price and maybe had a digital version that was less. That's just my take. Because, for example, I'm a big enthusiast, right? But I only own GT7 physically. And so when they marketed it, when Cerny was talking, he said, oh, you can run ray tracing mode in real gameplay on the Pro. I was like, what? Let's go ahead. Like, I was interested. But I didn't think I'd have to go, oh, well, I have to buy the drive for my physical version of GT7. So that to me, as one of that 10% enthusiasts who will be interested, I just don't like that. That's just how that came off to me.
Can I ask you a question on that? Because I'm curious. Would you? I will say that I don't know why they didn't announce it, but there is a limited disc edition that's going to come at some point. I don't know when they're going to bring it out, but there is one it exists. Would you have rather paid that extra $100 to get a disc version, or what? I mean, what would you have preferred seeing as you do like that physical media?
I think I would have, like you're saying, like it would have been $7.99, right? With a disc.
Yeah, like would you have been good saying, hey, I'd rather pay that because I like physical media, or would you rather do the? I think it's $20 cheaper. I think for this, I don't know. I don't use a stand, so or the disc drive. I'm digital. So, would you have rather go this route or pay the extra $20-$30 to have it built in? I'm just curious.
The reason why I would go for the $100 more, I mean, when I'm thinking about it, like all of you, I agree, it is more. And I probably would still keep. Well, here's the thing: if it was built in and included, that version that you're describing respects game preservation.
For sure.
I can do my install. I can do everything. For that, I would probably say yes. I'd be much more motivated.
We got to go back to what Blaze. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Because I listen. The way I have my entertainment centers in the house, I have two PS5s. They're both horizontal because that's the way it fits into the set, right? But hear me out. And correct me if I'm wrong. Blaze actually makes the best point. It's not like the Xbox where the top and the bottom have the ventilation. Like, there's no ventilation on the bottom from what I'm seeing here. Is there ventilation on the bottom of the PS5? It's all in the back, isn't it?
In the back.
So you guys are telling me, don't get me wrong.
It's more for being stable on the wherever you're putting it.
And I get that, but
you do it horizontally, so I don't.
No, but think about it this way though, Jay, real quick. If you're actually gonna bang into that thing, that little circle they give you that's $29 extra, if you hit that thing just as hard as you would hit it in any other, that thing's going over anyway.
Yeah, I agree with Blaze 100%.
I don't think you even need to spend it on that. If you don't like the horizontal for me just works in the entertainment center. If you don't have that and you have it on a desk and you like it better vertical, cheers, no problem. But
I do think so. But Jay Barry's right. Like, Sony should have took They got to bite the bullet with this one. And
They should have put the stand in there. They should have put the stand in there.
Yeah, it's just a premium. Like anything you buy, like a pro controller, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna get a case. You're gonna get the extra whatever, the thumbsticks. Like I'm buying a pro console. Yeah, it's $30 for the stand, but why you can't include that motherfucker?
You should throw the stand in there.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know who doesn't do that though, Jay? Look at Apple. Every year they take something else out of the box.
Yeah, because they're trying to cut costs and all that.
Yeah,
you already have it. Like I said, the stand that you have an original one, it works on both of the consoles. So that's what they're thinking. Like, oh, you can just use your old stand or whatnot. But it would have been nice just to offer that.
Yeah, all right. That kind of works for me then. That's kind of a great thing because I have the other stand here. Shout out to the super chat here and also the Great Gaming Forte is here. Forte, we're going to get to the Great Gaming Forte in a second because he's got his ear to the ground and we're going to talk some money with him with the PS5 Pro. But shout out to Lord Metroid. He says, Astro Bot, Echoes of Wisdom soon. All good here, Lord Metroid. Great to have you here. Prasad, he says, many PC folks who are against the Pro are just former Xbox refugees hiding behind a keyboard now. Cough. Singer, cough. He says, appreciate you, D-Batch. Don't get me wrong, Singer.
No.
Singer came over to the PC side about, 4 or 5 years ago, Singer? Am I even cutting you short?
Yeah, it's about that time. And no, it's not. It's just, you realize your eyes are open to what's available to you. And this is also a little caveat to Seed's statement. Your games aren't necessarily locked to the Steam store. That's just a fact. Games aren't locked to a store for the most part because things PCs. So it's
you got DRM and or are you talking about pirating? But that's an Xbox guy that don't own an Xbox. I don't know how that works.
Well, hey man, it's just crazy. I'm an Xbox guy that former. I still enjoy games.
But that's thing you will argue with people in my Discord until you run out of oxygen. Cut it out. You're an Xbox guy.
I will say I only argue for Obsidian.
Oh Lord!
I will say this. I don't argue for it.
I will say this. Gabe did come out a long time ago and said that even with Steam, if the server ever went down, they said they had the capability of flipping the switch to give everybody their games DRM free. They said now the reason they run it DMR full DMR is because of pirating. But they said other than that, they said if they ever shut the servers down, they said they'll flip that switch and all the games that you have on Steam will be available to you.
And also the launch of GOG exists and every game sold on there is DRM free.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what it is. So there are ways and means. You aren't. That's one of the beauties of PC. You're not locked into anything. I am not locked into shit. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, I agree because you can do the Johnny Depp thing, the pirating over there, and that's
remember you can even.
And I play I know it's not a popular thing, but I play my Nintendo games there. I play in 4K.
See, exactly. Yes, exactly. Why would you have a Switch when you could do that? Saved yourself some money.
Plus, also right now you can play your Steam games offline. You don't have to be online. They have have a feature to allow you to play offline. So
you can go offline. Yeah,
it's available to do. People just don't really know about it.
That's what I do because I game share. So I game share. I think I have 5 people I game share with. So when they want to play the game and I want to play it, I'll just go offline.
Oh, the family plan is excellent.
Yeah, so they don't so they don't see that I'm online and I play the game and they can enjoy the game.
That's how I do. I share my library with my brother and stuff.
So I got a couple more super chats here. Then we're going to get into the Great Gaming Forte who's here. Andy Hart says 700 pounds in the UK, but cheaper than the ROG Ally and the iPhone. Shout out to Andy. Monkey Power says if it can't do more than 120 FPS, not worth it. Well, I mean, that's going to be a game by game basis, right? I mean, you're not going to get, you're not going to get the next Demon Souls in 120 FPS. Maybe you will.
You get 120 now with
you had 120 on
Call of Duty.
You had 120 on PS4 Pro, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't know why people was concerned themselves about 120. You're going to get that with the Pro.
And if you watched CNET's presentation of it, they said that many games will get up to 120 FPS, but it's a game by game basis.
Bro, nobody's picking that 120 anyway. You're not playing at 1080p. Bro, everybody caps about this 120, and I'm like, yo, what are you playing at? fidelity or 60 FPS and performance. Cut it out, bro.
Yo, that's my biggest issue with the presentation. Like I do think the presentation was a good presentation. Was it great? I would like, for me personally, I would have liked a longer demo to compare the stuff. But I don't like how PlayStation doesn't consolidate their information. Like I have to go watch a presentation, then I got to go read a CNET article to know that it's going to benefit VR as well. What? No, mention that stuff in the presentation. Mention the 120. I know he glanced at it a little bit, but you gotta talk about that in this one spot where I don't have to go all the way to CNET. Yeah, CNET is a nice little exclusive that they got, but for me to learn more information, I should just get that in this one spot. It was what I'm saying, but that's
I agree. I do agree, Joe.
Mooch, I have something else for that super chat.
What do you got?
See, the difference between me being an Xbox fan of Xbox and the other Xbox fans, I'm not going to be playing Avowed at 30 FPS. Just saying.
Can I tell you
Just
something?
saying. That couldn't be me.
Singer, can I tell you something? They aren't going to be playing it at all either. Because it doesn't look very good from the last we've seen. Honestly, and I love Obsidian, I really, really do. But Avowed keeps. I know you love them, Singer, and I have
Obsidian slander. The game's going to be good.
No, the more I see of Avowed, the more it looks bad, bro.
It don't look good. It just don't. Listen, I hope you enjoy the hell out of it, Singer, because I know that's something you really are looking forward to. So I don't want to take the enjoyment away from you, but it really does not look very good from the last I've seen of it. And it's just the more and more about Microsoft acquiring, which we're going to get into the layoffs in a second, but forget the layoffs for a moment. Let's just talk about the.
Can I ask Singer a question real quick, Mooch? I apologize.
Go ahead, Jay.
Is Avowed going to be 30 frames only on the Pro? Singer.
I mean, to be honest, I have no idea what the hell happened there.
He's trained. He's trained, Blaze. He's trained
Actually, no, Barry. I'll tell you why it won't be. It'll be 20 FPS on the Series S. That's where it will be.
Yo, you damn, Xbox catching strays from you? That's crazy.
I've been doing this for a long time. Go look at the tapes on the Lucas channel. Go look at the tapes. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't swing that way no more.
Okay.
He's being realistic.
Which way do you swing? Because I'm available.
PCMR, baby.
Shout out to Blaze for that one. Sheffield Sphere says, Mooch, I think it's silent because you saved in the same folder with secret Xbox releases. I'm not sure. Sheffield, maybe that was something we were talking about earlier. I don't know what you mean by that. I apologize. Spidey Sal's back. He says, welcome to the stables, D and crap. We have the finest hay money can buy, LOL. Shout out to the great Gaming with Persona. He says, there's only one Mooch. Who's yelling? This guy's yelling. I was yelling earlier. The great Gaming Persona, everybody. Baticious Prime. I think I'm saying it right. Why are people so hell-bent?
Batticus.
Thank you, Batticus. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. This monitor's got to go. Why are people so hell-bent on wanting Sony to fail and not just being a healthy consumer? That's a good question, isn't it, though? I mean, fellas, why is it everybody just wants this generation? It seems like from the get-go, it's been like, well, the PlayStation 5 is going to be horrible. You heard it here first. Yeah. It's not going to do well. The whole nine.
I'm so sick of the doom and gloom, bro.
Everything PlayStation has done, the industry, the media has told you not to get it. The PlayStation 5 launch, they told you the library isn't good enough. Don't get it.
That's right.
PlayStation VR, don't get it.
The Portal.
PlayStation Dual Edge, don't get it.
Portal,
don't get it. PS5 Pro, don't get it. It's like, yo,
Barry,
what do you want?
You know what's crazy, though? As soon as that snowball starts running down that hill, you know what I mean, bro? What's PlayStation doing? Bro, all these developers are 3, 4, 5 years out. These games are going to... People forget and they change their mind real quick. Watch. Just watch it happen.
100%.
It's true.
100%.
It's true. Shout out to Gemini J. He says, where are the people who said they were buying the Xbox for the best version of multiplats? Easier to fool people than convince them by being fooled. Shout out to Gemini J with a little bit of a twist there. I like that. Ryan Landis says, I'm waiting for the Pro is overheating bullshit rumors to pick up. So that's the first thing we're going to see, right? We're going to see a PS5 Pro with like smoke behind it. It'll be like some... right. It'll have something. Right, D. You know that's coming.
Which I don't know how it will be because it's going to be on a much smaller node. I'm sure they're gonna beef up the cooling in there. It's. I think it's going to be quieter and cooler than the PlayStation 5 for sure.
I certainly hope they keep the quieter end of that bargain, D. Okay, that's something that definitely that's a must.
In theory, being a smaller node, it should be, right? So
Yes.
The PS4 Pro sold 14 million units about, right? I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't.
The
I don't,
PS5
like,
will do the same.
yeah, and that's fine, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, people think this is like a mass seller. Like, this ain't like, come on, bro. I just don't understand, bro. Like, this shit is legit triggering me, bro. Like,
They haven't even like marketed it because they just had the presentation.
Right.
You haven't seen no other tweets about it yet, like
right.
that, 'cause they
And
know what it
listen,
is.
that presentation, J Bar. Let's be real. Like, I get it. 9-minute video. They could have did a lot. Like, even when they zoomed in, they showed Spider-Man. Like, it was a smaller like video.
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
was
like
a bad presentation.
It was bad.
It really was.
It was bad.
Yeah.
But
And when I
like,
think about that presentation compared to the PS4 Pro, I remember seeing Horizon Zero Dawn and going, "Oh, that looks really cool. I might
because
want to
they
buy a
did
Pro."
an actual demo. They did an actual
Right.
demo. showing
But this time
And you-
around, they have so many studios that are cooking. I'm sure Corey Barlog or somebody
Yep,
could have showed something
Something.
that makes everybody prock up about the game.
Yeah.
And
Anything.
You know,
the thing is, it was new then, though. You know what I mean? Everything was new back then. HDR was new. We're all like, for a lot of people, like a lot of people didn't even know what HDR was. 4K TVs, the adoption rate was all new. It was all new, so people were buying 4K TVs. Like, oh my god, PS4 Pro. But like when I seen PS5 Pro, I knew exactly what it was. It's like, oh, this is gonna be another PS4 Pro. Like, people want hardware changes. If you want hardware changes, then we got to go to a whole different generation. Like, this is
that's a new change.
like, come on,
Yeah.
bro. Like, what are we talking about?
It's true. That's true. Shout out to Moonshot. I believe he says here, he says, all the outrage this week, all will be forgotten next week, and just wait till people see the results the Pro will enable. Sony still should have brought hype, though. That's what we were just saying, Moonshot. So Moonshot's right there. Jay Hart.
Yo, like I got a question for D-Batch, right? Because
Go ahead.
or Detective C's, because everything about the leaks as far as the PS5 Pro has been true. And why didn't PlayStation talk about the little bump that the CPU is going to get as far as a 10% bump with that? Like, is that not significant enough to talk about it or mention it?
No, it's not, because it gives you basically like, I don't know, like 2% lower GPU. Like, it helps the GPU by like 2%. So no, it's not really anything to talk about. But yeah, all the leaks came out because like in the leaks it said 1600p to 4K dynamic resolution without PSSR. That's without PSSR, and that's with all settings set to maximum quality. And it runs locked at 60 FPS with no frame drops. This is from the leak. And, and they also were going to try out a 4K 120 hertz mode from that leak. The leak said 8K. We found out there's an 8K mode for Gran Turismo 7. The PlayStation 5 Pro has access to an extra 1.2 gigabytes of memory due to memory system efficiency. The documentation from Sony says that the PlayStation 5 Pro in practice exceeds 28% bandwidth increase over the PlayStation 5. That we know that PSSR, machine learning hardware, on there, and the devs from the leaked documents, they said, what did it say? According to the devs, there's no worry. We're not here. They said, according to the devs, there's no worry about running out of RAM. Sony added just enough usable RAM. That's pretty much it. And then, of course, we know it's designed to take games that run in fidelity mode on the PlayStation 5 up to 4K with higher settings on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So you're going to be getting a huge increase in performance. Now, with Digital Foundry saying that, you're going to have to compare it to a 4070, you can just go look at what a 4070 does, and then you can generally have an idea of what to expect out of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, the CPU is going to be an issue on some games, but like I said, a lot of people overblow it. It's like a small percentage of games that have a CPU bottleneck, and as they bring it up in resolution and add PSSR and add frame gen, it might be much
That's
less
right,
of an
D-Batch.
issue.
Most games are GPU reliant. You're absolutely correct about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to I think I said Jay Hart. I apologize. I'm reading these over and over again, but he says internet requirement means they can brick your single player games. It hasn't happened on a large scale in games, but it has with digital movies and TV. So yeah, it hasn't happened in a large, but it has happened to a certain extent with some of the. Did that happen in the 360? Some of the 360 games now, where once they shut it down, that store is closed. I can't remember if they did that with the 360. I have no idea. I think they did back in the day. I don't remember. Moonshot,
I think they did shut down the store, but the last time I fired up my 360, I'm pretty sure my games work.
They work, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never understood what that paranoia was all about. Moonshot
And
says,
take your games and shove them into Series X. Like, what are we doing here?
exactly. Shout out to Moonshot. He says, put some respect on my guy's name. Big ups to D. There you go, D. You got a fan here in the show. Moonshot. Shout out to Moonshot.
Hey, you know what? Because they probably
ahead.
saw everything
They
happening
did.
in real time.
Absolutely.
Like that thread is the largest thread I've ever had. Like last time I checked, it was like well over 500,000. And
wow.
You know, people were coming for my head, man. and I'm like in there, like I don't even know how to describe it, man. I'm just in there fighting them all. I'm just fighting them all. Hadoukens all over the place, man. So it feels really good to be vindicated. And I thought I'd have to wait like a couple of weeks closer to launch. I was like, oh great, I'm gonna have to deal with all this crap until it's officially revealed by Digital Foundry. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm on cloud 9 today that they revealed this. And I want gamers to be excited. Like people say, why do you care? You're a PC guy. You have a 4090. Why do you care? I care because I was a console guy. You know, I always played on PC, but I was more of a console guy in the beginning because just PC was just kind of janky back in the day, right? Of course, maybe the last 12 years I've been mostly on PC, but I still play on console. I still have a lot of friends that are on console, and I want console. I'm not a selfish person. I want console guys to experience the bliss of 60 FPS, to experience the bliss of not having to compromise, to have the game play the way you want it to play. I want console players to enjoy that because I enjoy games, and I'm the type of person, like, whatever, sounds corny, but I'm happy when other people are happy, especially my fellow gamers. And you know, I'm excited for them to like have ray tracing, to have like ultra settings on a freaking console, not have to see Digital Foundry going through it and saying, well, they use low settings here, and then there's a setting that's actually lower than low that we can't actually match on PC. You know, now you won't have to deal with that for the PlayStation 5 Pro. And if that's something that you always wanted and you don't want to make the step to PC because it's substantially more, this is the console for you. If you have most of your PlayStation games there and you want to enjoy the higher fidelity, higher graphics, and you're a PlayStation fan, this is the console for you. And if these things don't appeal to you, you're not forced to buy it.
I still think we're gonna
you can go buy a PC, you can buy an Xbox, or you can buy a PlayStation 5 or a Switch. Like, what are we doing?
We're still gonna deal with you know, we're not gonna get ultra on all these games. We're not.
No.
It's just not gonna
No, you're not gonna get, but I don't think you're gonna get any setting lower than high, to be honest.
But then again, that is on the developer. So we know not all developers are made equal.
Yeah,
the first party is gonna go.
The
honestly,
first party.
If you want me to be honest with you, completely transparent based on the hardware, you could get 60 FPS on most of those games at 1440p with ultra settings. But you're right, it is up to the developer and their vision and what they want to do with the tools that are available to them.
Yes and no on that a little bit, and the reason I say that is it has to pass a benchmark to be able to get the abilities to tap into the PS5 Pro. So the developer has to. That's why I say it's almost like a marriage. Like the developer has to come to a certain point before PlayStation will allow it to get that stamp of approval and get that authorization to go on to there. So they do have to meet a minimum threshold before it is considered PS5 Pro. The word's escaping me right now, but like authorization to qualify for it. And so you can't just take a game and say, hey, you can get this on the Pro. Like, in order for it to, you can still buy it, right? You know, regular. It just may not have all the bells and whistles because the developer has not brought it to a point that Sony says, okay, you can do this.
Yeah, well, I'm just basing this off of the leak because I'm like physically looking at the leaked documents right now, and Sony was in their own documents. They're just saying 1680p to 4K dynamic resolution, no upscaling, all settings set to maximum, and they're getting all their games locked at 60 FPS with no frame drops. This is like the Sony.
I hope that's right, but I don't believe that for a second.
Yo, Blaze, can I ask you a question, Blaze? I'm sorry, Blaze.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think is a bigger leap, Blaze? You know, because you buy a lot of tech. You got some good hardware over there, Blaze. Right?
You do too, though. You got a good PC too now.
It's not about me, Blaze. It's not about me. It's about you right now. Okay. But the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 4 Pro, or the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 5 Pro, which one is a bigger jump in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's the PS5 Pro.
Easy.
Yeah.
Price by itself tells you it's a PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
$200 versus $100.
I'm not even
So
talking about
PlayStation
the
4
money
Pro
part.
wasn't really.
It was mostly
PS4
due,
Pro was
mostly
a-
for VR.
Right.
Yeah.
And no, it was intended for VR, but the PS4 Bro, by the way, the PS4 Pro made a massive difference. Like, I don't care what none of y'all say. If you didn't have a PS4 Pro hooked up to when I seen Uncharted Horizon, it made a big difference. But it was really a resolution.
Yeah,
it was a resolution bump machine. It bumped a lot of
too.
resolution. In
That's
HDR, yeah. But yeah, I think the PS5 is listen, man. Like I said, dude, some people have PCs, but some people just want the best experience they can get for a console. And whatever, if that's the PS5 Pro or the new Xbox, whenever that never comes out. But the point is, like, I want the best experience for the console, and if that's the PS5 Pro, if Sony said, hey, the PS6 is going to be $1,000 and the hardware justified what's in the box, my guy, I'm buying it. I don't care if it justifies what's in the box. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not just saying, oh, I'll buy whatever they put out there. I'm saying if the hardware matches the price, I got no problem with it. I don't.
And that's why 15% of the market's going to buy it.
Yeah. See, for me, people say to me, "Oh, you're an Xbox guy. Why do you have a PlayStation?" Like, which is so stupid. Like, if I play Xbox, I can't play PlayStation. Like,
I have an Xbox and a PlayStation.
What are we 12?
You're
You're the gatekeeper. Like, shut up.
I know you're joking, but people really think like that.
No,
I see that
they
with Rand.
I see it. I see that. Anyway,
Rand Platinum Astro Bot, and people was like, "Why are you Platinum in PlayStation?"
It's like,
well, my bad. Go ahead.
It's ridiculous. No, but I have a PlayStation 5 because I want to enjoy those exclusives. I want to enjoy games. I don't want to miss out on any games. I enjoy games, so I want to play them wherever I can.
Yeah.
So my PlayStation 5 is specifically for exclusives. My sports games and my multiplats, I pretty much play them on the Xbox Series X, PC, whatever, right? But now with the PlayStation 5 Pro coming out, I don't have to wait for games to come on the PC for PlayStation because I don't want to play them at 30 FPS. I can enjoy that on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Final Fantasy Rebirth, I have that game. It's sitting here. It's still in the damn wrapper. I saw all of the reviews, all of the press, everybody playing that game, and how the frame rate is just horrible. It's just horrible.
Yeah, Jay Barry, please ignore someone saying HDR is a scam or like you know what I mean.
Oh, obviously that they don't know. Okay, let's address HDR. HDR is what your eyes actually see in real life. So you're exposed to more colors, billions of colors, which represents the real world and how we see things, giving you more realism, immersing you more. So go suck one.
Bro, you guys are playing on 30 monitors, bro. Like, get out of here. Don't tell me HDR is a scam, bro. Listen, you know what's a gimmick? 3D gaming was a gimmick. HDR is here to stay.
Ray tracing is a gimmick.
I think
Brother,
ray tracing.
Listen, ray tracing when it's
I wouldn't say it was a gimmick, but
it's not a gimmick.
I get where you're going, though. I get where you're going.
That is reserved for the high end.
Yes, we'll say that because Forte, when it's implemented correctly,
tracing,
ray tracing is incredible.
Yes. The thing is, it's like I understand that, but gimmick was a wrong word. Overrated because
okay, that's fine.
It's a buzzword.
When it is implemented well, it's amazing. But that is few and far between. That's an exception to the rule.
I'm just waiting.
I think it's overrated for consoles. I think it's overrated for consoles in the way that it's used.
Yeah, of course.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's going to end with the PlayStation 5 Pro because it's got 2 to 3 times better ray tracing performance.
Brother, I will not play.
What are we comparing that to, sir? A console?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We are going to find out.
Jay Barry, you play games on HDR?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
if the option is there, I'm turning it on.
Okay, and have you ever played a game with HDR and then disabled it and went back to the game?
Oh, it's unplayable.
It's unplayable. It really is.
The colors look
like
all
bro,
worn.
I'm telling you, dog.
No, it does. The colors look all worn.
It looks like it's faded. It's like, what happened to my colors?
I think when ray tracing is done properly, it is an amazing feat. But really, ray tracing sometimes is used as a buzzword, but it's for the elite. Whoever said that in the panel was right.
Ray tracing is not a gimmick, though.
It's not a gimmick.
It is a gimmick.
It is a high-end gimmick, sir. The problem is
as long as my frame rate still gets tanked when I use it.
Listen.
If you have a 4090, use DLSS and frame rate.
I do have a 4090. I shouldn't
ray
have
reconstruction. But you're not seeing any degradation in image quality.
I'm just a purist to the thing. It's like if I gotta fake frames to get what I want to get, then it still costs me.
It's expensive. Forte, we get it.
It's an expensive thing.
It's
not bad. I'm not mad that it's there because when it's done and you look at it, it's like wow. But it's like, what did I have to give up to get to it?
Mm-hmm. Now, Forte, get ready.
I'm so zoned out that I just realized that it is Forte. Oh my god,
it's been so long, bro. It's been so long. You know, I miss our Tuesday therapy test sessions.
Yeah, man.
D, you're gonna get it.
When you come over to the PlayStation side, you forget how the people look.
Oh man!
Now you in HDR. You see people in HDR now.
What are you thinking, Blaze? Blaze, what was your question? Blaze, you have a question? Blaze, did you have a question?
I was gonna say, was someone saying, "Come on, Blaze HDR, bro." It depends on the implementation of some developers do not know how to implement HDR, and that matter. Okay,
they screw up the black levels.
When they I'm talking Horizon Forbidden West, even Gears of War has some excellent Spider-Man. Don't tell me HDR is a gimmick or a trash, bro. I'm sorry.
People don't know how to adjust their TVs right with that stuff, right? Like people just think, oh, okay, I have HDR, let me turn it on. It's like it doesn't work like that. You can, there's adjustments and you got to calibrate it and all that kind of stuff. So
color space.
I literally own a calibrator for my TV for
90% of people do not calibrate their TV. I get it, but I strongly recommend you do that.
The easiest thing to do is just make sure your TV is in movie mode, and then you'll at least get the HDR that is proper, and then you can just go into the settings, whether it's an LG or a Samsung.
Movie mode, not game mode?
Yeah, it has to. If you want accuracy, your TV has to be in movie mode if it's not calibrated by a calibrator. It has to be. That's going to be the closest mode. On Sony's mode is pretty accurate. LG's mode's pretty accurate.
Okay.
And Samsung's is pretty accurate. And then if you want to change the color space, you can go in there and you can go to custom and change it from DCI P3 or Rec 2020, or you could set it auto. Now, if the game is doing it correctly, and it should, you just stick it in auto and it should take care of it.
Why don't you guys live closer? Damn it, D. It'd be great that D was down the road. I mean, D, get over here. Let's now don't get me wrong. I got my TV calibrated. I know you're gonna laugh, right? So I got it. I think it was like the Geek Squad or whatever came and did it, which is not good.
Hey, no matter what, you got to.
It doesn't matter, man.
I did get it calibrated, but like,
it's no different than downloading the app and having the app.
All right. Okay. Good.
Right,
exactly. And you know me. I'm always trying to get a deal, Blaze. So I told the guy when I bought the TV, I'm like, buddy, you got to throw that in there, right? I mean, come on. Then when I charge $250 to come over and put a stethoscope on my TV, get out of here. All right. Yeah. So I got a couple questions here. Forte, you're going to be on the hot seat in a second here. I just want to see where I left off. Spidey Sally says, Mooch, I'm going to try and read. Spidey Sal, by the way, I'm saying thank you so much for the super chats. This one here I'm going to piece together. Mooch, can we talk about the conversation around IND? Their Pro will change when we get the PlayStation Showcase. See what Sony has been cooking. Also, bots went from the most powerful console to the cheapest console. LOL. Marketing. So I get the last part. I didn't get the beginning part. I don't know what the IND and the Their Pro. Not sure. So Spidey, just type it in the chat. I'll read it out loud. Sphinx38 says, question for Forte. What will the trade-in value be for the PS5 at GameStop when the Pro launches? I don't think I want to go 2 months without my PS5. Forte, this is a very important question.
Yeah, you do.
I'm about to turn
as long as you can.
I'm fortunate that I have two PS5, so I'm turning one in, and I'm going to get it's up to $410 Forte on by Saturday. Is that correct?
No, they already lowered it by 25.
Damn.
Wow.
That's with the GameStop credit, or that's with cash, or what is the 14?
That was credit.
Okay.
Well, I want the credit. I want the credit
by 25 today. I traded mine in yesterday for 440, and it dropped to 385 now.
You got 440 yesterday.
Well, I'm an employee, so I get a little boost on the top.
Do you know the situation with GameStops over here? They're going to be running something similar.
That's company wide.
Oh,
those promotions are.
So wait a minute, though, Forte. Forte.
It's a base trade.
Right?
385 is the trade, but then there's the Pro, and then there was a $25 on top. I saw.
Yeah. So if you go to the website now, and whatever the website now says for the Pro price, that's what you get with the Pro, and then add $25 on top of that.
Yeah, so it's 410,
and that's till Saturday.
It's 410.
But they already
turning my PlayStation now.
That's
but
what
the base price of the system can drop anytime, not anytime, any day. They won't drop it in the middle of the day, but they
they'll drop it soon enough.
they dropped it this morning, and I knew they were. That's why I was calling people and telling people. I was like, bro, I mean, it's only $28 today, but the more and more that they get traded in, is the lower less that trade price is going to go, because they're going to get bombarded with a bunch of them. So people so you kind of got to be smart with it. I already traded mine in. I was like, yo, this thing can go. I got my fun out of it. $60 spent over 5 years. I'm good.
It says here right now $357,
Yep,
and then you'll get
$357 plus 25.
plus 25. That's what you'll get, or is there another on top?
So I would, if like I said,
that's nice for an upgrade. 300.
Everybody's not
just gonna
blessed
say that's
enough to have multiple consoles in their house.
I know the big.
Get it,
listen,
but
I know the big 410
Yo, Forte,
number.
I'm gonna let that last comment slide though, to let you know. I heard it.
Everybody's not blessed. Oh yeah.
No, I heard it too, Jay. That was a very harsh.
The whole $60 in 5 years. I'm gonna let that slide, but
I've been podcasting with Forte
in 5 years.
Been podcasting with Forte for like
man.
8 years. I've never heard him so rough. That was very, very rough on you there, Forte. That was tough. Big jab to the PlayStation Nation from Forte. Real quick though, I do want to say I don't think that that's a problem. I heard D just say it. Like, guys, if you're going to get $350, let's just talk $350. Forget the $25. Forget about the stocks and bonds going up and down every day. $350 right now.
That's half your system, right?
That's
there,
half
man.
the system for another 4 years. And then let's be honest, you guys, everyone's so short-minded. If you have a Pro, when the PS6 comes out, you're going to get that $350, $400 for that.
More money for
versus no, screw that. I'm going to hold on to it. You're going to get like $125 for that 2020 PS5.
The only thing I don't like is that you might be trading in your console now and getting that credit, but you're not guaranteed getting a pre-order. You know what I mean? Like if it was like a guarantee, I can pre-order today.
Jay,
I can understand people going out like in droves like that, but you going to get that $400 credit. What if you can't get it? What if you can't get the pre? What if they got like 3 pre-orders in that store? You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing.
Big brother, that's when you become people's best friends.
I was just gonna say you got to know your. I know the managers.
You know how many people I got that call me to make sure you know a lot of them in the community that live here in Michigan.
Absolutely,
they already know. As soon as I know how many we're getting.
If for some reason the manager over by me says I can't help you, guess what? Look, I'll manage. I'm going to go out and see Forte. I don't give a goddamn. But I will say this much. I'm getting what you're right, Jay. That is a concern, but I think it's a small concern because I mean we are talking about the Pro mid-gen refresh here. We are not talking about that craziness that is when new consoles launch. That's when everybody's going out there. We just said it's going to be a certain percentile of who's actually owning one right now. So I don't think you're going to have a hard time with that. Go get that $300 and something, $385. Put that in your pocket. It's literally, come on, guys, let's be honest. Tomorrow's the 13th of September. You know what I mean? It's less than 2 months. Now, I'm saying that. I know I'm lucky. I know a lot of guys on the panel have it too. I have 2 PS5, so I'm only trading in 1 right now. So, listen, I understand. You go, well, Mooch, that's easy for you to say. You still have a PlayStation to play. That is true, and I'm not trying to make light of it. But it depends. I got to be honest with you, Forte. Let's talk reality real quick. Let's hypothetically.
Talk business decisions.
Let's talk business real quick. Let's say all of a sudden you have 1 PS5. Someone in the audience goes, I'm not trading it in this week. Forte, I'm telling you right now, even if the person waits until the day, which I think it looks like it's going to be October 10th for GameStop. On October 10th, right? Yeah. When someone walks in, like you're still going to give this person it's still going to be 300.
Yeah, anyway, it's still going to probably be 300.
It's still going to be 300 people.
I mean, I'm not going to speak in absolute.
No absolutes. No absolute. Forte,
it's hard to believe unless they get a bunch of people flooding them. But normally what happens is they usually always for the cash amount. I don't know if people ever notice it. For the cash amount, is always usually between 40 to 50% of what the value of the console of whatever you're trading, and then you get 50 to 60% of it for used. Now bonuses and stuff, Power Pro, that kind of takes it a little higher. So like if you look like the base price of a PS5 traded in now is like $352, which is above that 50-60%. But the cash version is literally half of it. It's like I think it's like $230, $240 or something like that. So you're like close to like half of how much it usually costs. So when you go store credit, you're always going to get a better value on a console where you're not losing half of the money, or you're right at half at the low end. But, but everybody does it. Like I said, I have 2 PlayStations. I got rid of my original one because the original one still trades in for the same price the slim one trades in for. So I was like, I'm not going to be missing out. But I'm not going to lie and say that if you're a person that you only have one PlayStation and you play it actively and you don't want to be without it for 2 to 3, like 2 months.
I get that.
I get it. But just remember, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you on the back end.
That's right.
So you got to kind of look at it. Is that extra $50 to $100 that you might lose on it?
Right.
Is it worth it over the 2 months?
Is that worth it? That's the bottom line.
And that's all you got to think about. If it's worth it and you want to hold on.
This man promoting GameStop like crazy. Go ahead.
well, no. I'm just saying. This is like the only time of year. Like I get super excited when consoles and stuff come out, because it's like the real time of year where I can like really truly like really help people get the stuff that they want. I look forward to that. It's fun to me because it makes my job funner. Because I get to take pictures of people buying their systems and post them on Twitter and watch everybody cry.
When is GameStop opening up their pre-orders? Is that after?
We don't know yet.
October 4th.
Oh, did they say October 4th? I didn't see.
I'm assuming because that's when they said the other retailers.
So a week, 2 weeks after, basically.
Yeah,
or a week after
the
26th. Low key. I want to go to GameStop because I just it's right down the street.
I'm going to GameStop.
Pick it up. Yeah, I just want to be able to pick it up and go home. Bro.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely going to GameStop.
I always had a feeling that Nintendo Direct is going to do it first, and then not Nintendo Direct, PlayStation Direct is going to do it first, and then they're going to space them out to everybody else. But just be. I mean, this is the best time to be frugal for yourself. Don't think about anybody else. Think about yourself. If you can wait. I'm
not going to lie to you. I think it's going to be easier at your local GameStop.
I think it's going to be easier
than it is to even do even in PS Direct. You're going to be hitting the refresh button for an hour and a half. Who the hell wants to do that? Just go see the guy down the street. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I want a PS5 Pro.
$700. That's going to scare a lot of people off.
I'm pressing that refresh button all day. I'll be out 5 o'clock in the morning, like I normally be up. And
Jay.
I would say people have a lot more to worry about if this system was like $600. It's $700. Even though people are going to be thinking about it longer than they normally would think about it.
Correct. Or it'll be a big holiday gift.
Nah, you can't trust the internet, bro, because these are the same people that said that they didn't want an Astro Bot controller. But when I went on the website, I had a 30-minute wait before I could get it out there.
You got one, Jay?
Yeah, I got one, but I had to, it was a wait.
That controller was the biggest missed opportunity in the world. I would have paid $120 if they would have made those eyelids blink.
I know.
I'm with you.
I'm with you there.
If those that's the only reason I didn't buy it. That's the only reason I didn't buy it. I was sitting there like, why not just...
If it was like holographic, you mean?
Yes.
That's the reason why I did buy it. And I was surprised when I turned it on and it didn't do that. I was like, that was the first thing it'll light up.
When I saw the controller, I looked everywhere. I was like, do these eyelids blink? And it was everywhere.
I wish they did too.
They don't. They're static.
That's the first
By the way,
that's a missed opportunity.
I got a brand new Astro Bot controller and Concord controller. Anybody needs it, let me know. It's not going to be the same price as the stores, but let me know.
He trying to fund it now.
Everybody was joking on me like, why are you buying the Concord controller? You were hating on it. I said, yeah, listen, I was hating on it.
Hey man,
I know for a lot that controller, first of all, Concord controller is not ugly. I'll give it that. Like, it's actually a pretty nice controller.
I didn't like it. I ain't buy it.
Really? I think it actually looks decent, but I bought it.
I might buy it off you now because it's gone, but we'll see.
Jay Bar, you see how much that's it? Like $300 on eBay, bro. $350.
Yeah, I try to buy all the special edition controllers like that just because of the value that they hold.
I got the Astro Bot.
I still got my Final Fantasy 16 DualSense.
Oh, nice. All right.
I got my Gears. I still got my Gears Elite controller. I still got my Halo Elite controller.
I got the Titanfall one. I usually get a couple. I have a Minecraft one for the kids.
I sold a Sea of Thieves one for like $350.
I still have it.
Super popular.
I still have that one.
That was a good looking controller. I got
that in the box.
I was like, here you go.
In the box sealed. I got that.
That's
one of the Microsoft's best controller.
Yes,
because it glows in the dark.
My favorite one is the Forza one. I love the Forza one.
I didn't get the
color
Forza
one,
one.
like the
Yeah.
spray paint one.
The one that
yeah.
literally look like it's got drafted graffiti. Yeah, that
And,
one.
and it's a part of it's transparent.
Now that blue one
Nice.
that Microsoft got, the see-through blue. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
The one that just
I'm-
came out. That much hot.
bro. That shit looked really good, bro. Like, but I'm like, yo,
Y'all know how to make a controller.
nah.
Oh, I have the
Yeah,
30th anniversary one. I have to. I love that one.
I like what they do with their controllers, and then you can customize it as well. Like PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is that the yellow one?
Bro, they need that for the
Fuck.
DualSense, bro. They need us. They need to sell
Starfield
plates to the
one?
front. Yeah, they need to, bro.
The Starfield
Yeah,
one
but
I
I will
didn't like
say
too
I
much,
had
but
today.
Yeah, the Starfield one looked good. The Starfield one
it's
looked
all right.
So I will say this: today I had 7 consoles traded in for people that wanted store credit for the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
It
That's
was
a
like
de-
it was 2 Xboxes. 2 Xboxes.
Are you giving
3
the
of
same amount?
original
Forte,
PS5s and 2
Forte,
Slim.
because I got 2 Series X's, so I'm trading. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep an OG PS5 here.
Yeah,
I'm
they
going to trade
traded
in.
their Series S and
Is
their
this-
X.
is
I was
the
like,
X-
bro. He's like, I got a PC, bro. I don't need these.
Yeah.
Forte, I
Yeah.
would trade in my Series X to
Damn.
GameStop, but they don't value limited editions. They don't, because I got the
no,
Halo one.
They don't.
Bro, I got
You're
the
right.
Halo Series X in the box. Like, I opened it, I put it back in the box, but they're not gonna give me any extra money for it. So I'm
No.
not doing it.
Yeah, they're not. How much is the Xbox Series X getting the same value though? I saw yes. That was what I saw online.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same price.
Yeah, so guys, if you
No,
don't,
so GameStop is currently as far as the resale value is the most that they're offering, other than like Best Buy or Amazon or any other.
what's
retail,
Best
right?
Buy
Yeah.
offering?
GameStop traditionally has the best trade-ins for.
That's where
Like,
I've always gone to
yeah,
GameStop.
they're always the best. Like
You know what GameStop's the worst at though? Like if you bring a DualSense,
Games.
they're like, no, games too, but they're like, oh yeah, this is stick drifting. Sorry, we can't give you full. It's like I
Give
remember.
you full credit for your drifting
Hold on,
stick.
yo, no, but Forte, I remember I used the controller legit. Swear to God,
Bro.
like 1 or 2 times.
Bro,
They're like,
you
oh,
walk
it's
into
stick
any
drifting.
GameStop,
I'm like, what?
you can literally walk up. They literally have the little testing machine
Yes.
right there. You can see it. And if your
Forte.
controller's drifted outside that circle, bro, I'm not giving you full credit.
Okay,
for
but
that
can I just
controller.
tell you something? I bought a PS5 controller. I went to go give it to him, and he was like, "Oh, we don't take things that are new." I'm like, "God damn it, what am I thinking?"
Oh, you didn't open the box.
So you know what I did? I went into my car. I opened that bitch up. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I came back. Sorry for the swearing. I went back. I gave it to him like, oh yeah, this is stick drift. And I'm like, dog, I just opened it. Like I was just here 2 seconds ago. I'm like, yo, you were lying. Like, no, it's stick drift. And he showed me the screen. I'm like, all right, bro, give me my damn controller back. Forget it.
Give me that.
It's like, yo,
back.
He
Yo,
said
that's crazy.
He said, "Give me that
He
back."
said I went to the car. So you sure you picked up the right controller, bro?
I promise, bro. That machine was off that day. I'm telling you.
The last time I was in GameStop, somebody was trading in. I think they was trading like Resident Evil 4, but they had it in the collector's edition box case.
The
And it
box
was like,
case.
oh, he couldn't trade it in. He couldn't. I was like, yo, that's
What?
grimy as hell. They was like, it's in the box
Really?
case.
I thought
What?
they don't care about the
They
covers.
don't care about
Nah,
that.
Nah, what he did was like, just give me the disc, and they gave him he just gave the disc away.
Oh,
But
well, he was just. Oh, okay.
He
I
turned
see what
it
you did.
down at first. He turned it down. I was confused. I was like, what? You ain't gonna take the man game.
I do tell people all the time if they're trading in like collector's edition, like tins and stuff or cases. I'll tell them like, hey, we don't need this. If you want to keep it for collecting it, you can. Most of them just say, "Nah, I ain't got nowhere to
Well,
put it."
it wasn't even the like the steel case. It was just a regular case, but it said like the collector's edition.
Oh, it's like one of those games that said like the collector's
no
edition version of
no
it.
real
or something.
sale value or whatever.
Like the ones that came in the box with like Horizon. Well, Horizon didn't
Yeah.
come with it, so
it was Resident Evil. And it was like,
yeah, I
at
know what you're
first, it's
talking
like,
about.
He couldn't take it. Then he it's like, you know what? Let me just take it out of the
Oh,
case.
so he was reading that literally.
Yeah, bro, it was weird.
Yeah, you could take that stuff.
So I got a question for D-Back, Cherry. This is originally for Detective Seeds, but Seeds had to bounce real quick. He says, has there been any talk about boost mode functionality? I am curious about whether a certain PS4 game can finally hit 60 FPS. He goes,
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, it does have a boost mode, but they haven't really talked much about it. But
Yeah,
there's
that's probably the one thing that I am more interested in because we see what one side of boost works when it comes to like what Microsoft does with it, but we know that they do a lot of the work on their end to get that stuff to boost up. So I don't know how PlayStation's going to handle it. So hopefully it's going to be kind of handled the same way, especially since they threw that number 8,500 out there. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. So It looks like it's going to be artificial boost on the back end, but I really don't want to speculate on it until they come out and say more about that feature.
Okay, that's fair enough. Shout out to Lord Metroid. He says, curious how Dragon's Dogma 2 will run on the Pro. That's going to be, I think, we heard D say it. Blaze said it. Singer was talking about it earlier. Singer, I don't know if you want to kind of get in on that. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that's something that people are going to say is a benchmark right now off the cuff, right?
It would be a benchmark because that is a CPU bang game. Like, it's difficult to run on PC. And the performance on console is not desirable. So we will see when Dragon's Dogma. I think if you're gonna test this console, that's the first game you boot up, Dragon's Dogma, and then see how that runs, because that'll be a big test. Because if it can stay at lock 60, we're in business.
Absolutely,
but it might not achieve that because the CPU is still the same CPU. So we're going to have to... That'll be the benchmark game, I would say.
I do agree with that. Yeah. I completely agree with that. Shout out to Blessed Red. He says, Cerny said PS5 Pro will be almost like graphics mode on PS5 and be 60 FPS. It won't match it, at least as far as he said. So he's saying, Cerny said PS5 Pro will be almost like graphics mode on PS5 and be 60 FPS. So he's basically saying it'll be the quality mode.
Fidelity,
right? Fidelity or quality mode. Okay, Spidey Sal's back. He says, shout out to Jay. Man has a direct line to my funny bone. His X account needs a follow. Lots of love to the panel from Australia. Spidey Sal, thank you. El Nini says, what's up, Mooch? Great panel. Appreciate that, buddy. Blessed Red's back. He says, PS4 Pro was 2 times the GPU performance improvement. PS5 Pro is 45% faster. Raw performance PS4 Pro is 100% a larger leap.
Blessed Red, shut down your computer, bro.
Blaze is like, just shut it down.
Sound crazy.
But then again, as Richard said on an interview with Destin, shout out to him, it was 100%, and all it really gave you was a performance boost. The reason why the PS5 Pro isn't 100% is because the price would be way above 700. That's why you're only getting the 45% or whatever, because they need to keep the price down. Because if you wanted the same leap, like 100% boost, it ain't 700. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
no, I completely agree. And KI Gaming, I think we answered this. When is GameStop pre-orders? As far as I know, it was October 10th. I saw October 10th. That's what I saw. I'm not sure if that's true. The Great Gaming Forte is here.
I'm about to check again. Hold on a second.
I thought it was the 10th.
On the PlayStation blog,
yeah,
the Pro article, they had an update where it told you.
The retailers.
Oh yeah, October 10th. Pre-orders will be available at all other participating retailers.
Right, retailing stores. Right,
yeah, the 10th.
So
not
the
10th. The 10th. My bad.
Yeah, Jay, I would have been outside in the cold, man. Come on.
I'd have let you know. I would have let you know, bro.
Shout out to Corey Massey. Also, he says, Mooch, tell Singer you do not need PS Plus. Most of the most popular multiplayer games are free to play, which you do not need PS Plus to play.
Wait, how many?
He makes a good point, though, Singer.
Yeah, I mean, majority of the people that play on PlayStation, on PS4 and PS5, don't have Plus. PlayStation Plus is only at 50 million. The PlayStation 4 and 5 is beyond 100 and something million. So yeah, like majority of people don't have Plus.
That is true. That is true. But if you want to play other games outside of those games, you're gonna need Plus.
Yeah, if you just want multiplayer.
Like if you want to play Call of Duty multiplayer, if you want to play Madden online,
not Warzone. Bro, if I go down my PlayStation Plus, like, bro, half of my friends don't got Plus. Swear to God.
Yeah, same here.
Well, I mean, Warzone is more popular than multiplayer. It's been that way for ages. Like, Warzone is vastly more
all the battle royale games, though. Apex, you don't need it, right? Fortnite, you don't need it.
Fortnite, you don't need it. You probably won't need it for like a couple of the other games.
Do you think?
If you're a FIFA fan, if you're a sports fan, you're gonna need it.
Singer, do you think we're gonna? Yeah, that's true. I don't really play a lot of sports games anymore. I used to a long time ago. What about Marvel Rivals? Will that be something that's gonna require it?
That's free to play, isn't it?
Free to play, right?
Yeah, that'll be free to play. That probably won't require it. Given it's free
you really
to play,
don't need.
It seems to be the free to play games.
I mean,
that don't require
I have no problem having Plus because I play multiplayer. I play Call of Duty multiplayer. I mean, honestly, I just find it so funny. I see the same people online that are like going to see a movie that they like. They're like, yeah, here's tickets. I saw this movie 3 times. I'm like, dude, you saw it 3 times in a week? It's like $300 for you and your family. But then everyone's like, I can't pay that a year. I can't pay whatever it is, $85 a year now. It used to be 60.
I think PlayStation need to rework Plus. The fact that you
what do they got to do,
your
Jay?
live service, you're doing your live service games day and day in PC is not a good look on the console side. That you have a requirement and the other side don't. They need to have some equilibrium.
I understand that. I really do.
Eliminate that online requirement for you. I know they're not going to do it, but I think they should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're all about the money, so
Xbox started that. Yeah.
But I think that you shouldn't be paying for online anyway. I mean, but money's gonna money, and companies are gonna companies. So
I will say this though. I mean, and it's crazy. I'm not defending. Listen, you know me. You want to get rid of that price tag? That's fine. I'll take free multiplayer. Anytime you want to give it to me, I'll take it. But I mean, in all honesty, I like the game. I would say probably
monthly games,
7 or 8 months out of 12. I like the games they give me.
They're not bad.
I think Plus has a lot of great features. I mean, I'm always going to have Plus because all of the other additional things, but I just feel like in this day and age, like, yo, especially if you're a platform holder that's putting your games on other platforms and there's imbalance as far as the offering, you gotta have that stuff equalized. Like that's my
that
opinion.
is true. That's
but
true.
then again, it's 2 different markets because they know they would never get away with it on PC. So they just kind of have to bite the bullet on it, but they know the console guys will pay it. So, I mean,
yeah. I mean, it is that's an interesting conversation. It comes up, it rears its ugly head every so often on all of the shows because it really is a weird conundrum, right? You have the PC guys don't have to pay for it, console guys do, and it's funny because Singer, when you say that, you sit there and you say, well, the console guys will just pay for it. I mean, let's be honest. It's like, what is it we're supposed to do? What do you do if you're a console gamer? You're just gonna, I'm not gonna do it. Okay,
exactly. You have no choice. You have no choice.
Yeah, you just don't play.
You're forced into it.
Right. Exactly.
And unfortunately, that's where they got you. They got you by the chokehold, and it's like, right, you'll pay it.
Yeah. No,
and we know you'll pay it.
Straight Shot says,
I mean, you can play it when you can pay it when there's a game that
Well, yeah, true.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. This is a question. D, maybe it's for D. Does anyone know if Red Dead 2 is GPU or CPU heavier? Isn't GTA 6 on that engine? That's what he's asking. Straight Shot. Anybody know that? Is Red Dead Redemption 2 GPU or CPU heavy?
That's probably D-Bash know that. I don't know.
D, you know that?
Red Dead Redemption CPU, I do believe, because when it came out, it was only 30 FPS on the consoles, right? But see, that's the thing that I've always noticed with Rockstar games. Like, GTA 5 came out, 30 FPS. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, 30 FPS. The only time we got 60 was when the PS5 came out. Look how long that took. That game came back out in the 360, and it took that long to get it. Red Dead Redemption 2 now has it. But, so I think Rockstar just go, here's what we do. But if you look at the games, like the sheer graphics and everything they got going on, I can understand it because they want to push the envelope. So, I mean, it's just going to be what it is, I think, with Rockstar. They're going to go, here's the game. And it doesn't even matter if it's 30 FPS because they know it's going to sell in the billions anyway. So, who cares?
Yeah, no,
they don't care.
It is kind of true.
They don't care.
So, here, I'm going to switch it up a little bit here. We'll go through a speed round here because we're after 2 hours. But, Blaze, I love asking questions like this to Blaze because sometimes...
By the way, Reddit's saying GPU. I don't know.
They said GPU? All right, well, we'll find out. We're going to find out in a very, very short term here, about a year. Blaze, real quick here. All right, so there was an article out and they were saying Microsoft is banking on, in quotes, Black Ops 6 as Game Pass numbers have stagnated. Where are we with this, Blaze? I mean, I know Microsoft is really banking on this, but at the same time, I don't see anybody, especially with the news that's been going on. We know that the Xbox games are coming to PlayStation. We know that you can play it on PC. Dessinger just did an unbelievable 1 hour sales pitch on why you could play online for free over there. Well, like Black Ops 6 going to Game Pass, well, I think we'll see a blip. I think you'll see a blip go up. Of course you will. I mean, it just makes logical sense. And then it'll drop again. I don't think this thing moves the Game Pass needle. I think people, if on an Xbox, they're still going to want to buy it. What do you think, Blaze? I mean, what's going on?
Like you said, I think there'll be a spike. But then people are either going to buy it themselves or get bored of Call of Duty. And I'm calling it right now. this Black Ops 6, I played it. I really do love the movement system, but I'm calling it right now. This is after this Call of Duty, it's all downhill from here. Hey.
What do you think?
Revamp it.
Hey, yo, let me tell you something about life, yo. You know what I mean? I know people say my opinions are weird or whatnot, but one thing I know is from Call of Duty. And people are not going to stick with this Call of Duty. This Call of Duty is very sweaty. If you're not getting that movement right, you're going to get packed. You're going to get packed up quick. Like I do think it's going to get a bump in Game Pass, like for all the people that haven't played COD in a long time. But they're going to quickly know why they haven't played COD in a long time, and they're gonna go back to whatever they're doing.
Nah, bro, I was going off on that beta, and I haven't really played, but maybe when everything settles in, I'll start getting my ass kicked. But I was doing all right.
Bro, I ain't played COD in almost 2 years, right? I skipped the last one, and Modern Warfare 2, I did not like that, right?
Me too.
I come back, I see this, they loaded my player stats and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, I ain't played this shit in like 2 years. Sweaty lobby. Yeah, friends that I have that join in my games, they don't even want to play in the lobbies that I'm at because of this damn skill-based matchmaking with Call of Duty. It's terrible, man. And you get it's
a beta, J-Bar. It's like, come on, like some of these guys are going way too hard, screaming at me. I'm like, yo, this is a beta, buddy. Like, relax.
Yeah, like you supposed to test the servers or whatnot. So I understand it's going to have issues with it, but like, I'm just like. Call of Duty been out for years, and you're having these server hitches.
Yeah,
the spawns is terrible.
How?
It's just a lot of craziness, man. Like with the game, but I don't know. It's in Game Pass now. Hopefully, people give it a try, play it. But
and Mooch, can I just say this? The Call of Duty on PC, is the most annoying piece of dog shit I've ever experienced, bro. Wow. You boot up Call of Duty, and God forbid you got to tab out or hit the Windows key. Your monitors are going black, freezing up. Then you get into this Call of Duty HQ is a big L, completely big L. Makes you feel like you don't even own the game. You jump in there, it's like loading up. Bro, I don't even have Modern Warfare 3 installed, but what is it doing? It's loading up Modern Warfare 3. Same. Then it has to restart, and then I say, okay, we restart. Then I click Black Ops 6 again, and then it restarts again. Bro, it's just a horrible experience, and really, it's if somebody didn't give me Black Ops, I would have been losing my mind. I'm like, yo,
the thing is, Blaze had a better experience than me because I went for the beta using Game Pass and the Windows Store. I know. Everyone's all of a sudden. It was a horror show. It was like a scene out of I don't know, Final Destination. Like it was horrible. Or Saw. It was one of those scenes. But I'd play a game. Fantastic. It crashes. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, wait. But it's not just simply reboot the game. No. You have to launch HQ. Then you have to restart. Then you have to launch Black Ops 6. Play a game. It crashes.
Yeah.
Then you have to boot. And I'm like,
Singer.
This is a fun game. This is a really good game. But there was a reason.
It is a lot of fun, though. It is fun.
It is a lot of fun, but there's a reason why I absolutely detest the whole Game Pass and Windows Store thing. And that is just further confirmation. It's like, when I buy it, I'm going to get it on Steam. Because there is no way.
Singer, did you play that on PC Game Pass?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yo, Mooch, you know what they added in this goddamn game? Because like I said, I had fun with it, but it's just the things outside.
Yeah.
Like the server hitches, the spawns is terrible.
I had the same.
I feel like the game is very inconsistent.
The spawns is terrible.
Yo, they added a field upgrade called like Secret Agent or Summer Agent. And I'm like, yo, what the hell is COD doing, bruh? Like you can disguise yourself as a teammate.
Teammate, yeah, from another team.
It's hilarious though when
every time you kill somebody, it redacts your name so they can't see it. I'm just like, yo, come on, man. You should leave that for like a kill streak, not a field.
No, but it is a really fun game mechanic because I've done it on when we were doing HBT. Shout out to the Babylon map. Kind of. Yeah, I actually like the Babylon map.
No, but J-Bar, it disappoints me to hear you not enjoying COD because I always feel like you were.
Oh no, I love COD. Yo, listen, no cap.
I know you love
it. Treyarch is one of my favorite.
Omni movement is a little it's new. Like he's right. If you don't get it right, you are gonna get packed up because there's gonna be guys out there. Yeah, there are guys. But
I think it feels great, bro. I think this shit feels great, bro. his dude's like diving all over the place, getting shot in kill cams. Like this shit is funny and it's legit. It feels good to move around. Like I legit.
I enjoy it.
I just think that next year they're just gonna have to just overhaul the engine, just give us a new look. It needs a new paint, but I don't think COD's ever gonna die. COD is freaking COD, man. Like it's just.
Bro,
We say the same things about NBA. We say the same thing about Madden, but these games, they're just gonna be there, man.
It's just gonna be there.
Thing is, it's like I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops 3, so 2015, right?
Yeah, get with the times, buddy. Holy shit.
It's just I hate. I fell off Call of Duty. I lost love for it, and all these other games have an interest.
But now you love it, right?
Well, yeah, because Black Ops 6 is fun. It's actually a fun game. This is Call of Duty I like. The zombies, which is what I mostly enjoy, which I'll play the most, which, shout out to Treyarch, makes the best zombies ever. Black Ops 2 zombies, amazing. 3, amazing. 1,
it's got nothing to do with the Xbox.
Blaze, I was going to say, like this has nothing to do with the
nothing
ABK
to do
deal,
with nothing to do with it. No, it's nothing to do with it because I ain't played the game since then, and they didn't own it then. So don't do that.
I love it.
I'm back.
We believe you, Singer. It's ironic. That's all.
Nah, they are doing a lot of right things with Black Ops 6. Like they're bringing the round base of zombies back.
Yep.
They're catering to multiplayer, hopefully, because it's been Warzone for the last couple of years. But
bro, is anybody else sick of BR, bro? I'm done with I've been over BR for a long time, bro. I know Mooch likes it, but Mooch,
So
how I
Blaze-
explained it, I'm not gonna go grocery shopping just so you can shoot me in the back of the head and take my groceries. Like I'm not doing this shit over and over. I'm not.
So here's the thing, Blaze. Here's the thing, Singer, because you always tell me about your Discord group, Blaze. You tell me when you gaming out with your friends, you go, Mooch, here's the thing. I was talking to a lot of people. I do play with a group of people for Warzone all the time, right? Hear me out. The one thing that they love that there is an adrenaline rush in BR, right? There's also, when you talk about Warzone, you're also talking, and I understand that the multiplayer has it in COD, but that was a lot of people, the reason they thought Concord didn't make it was the speed. They love the speed and they love the adrenaline of BR. They said, listen, Concord, I was talking to the same group all the time. And again, it's small census. So you go, Mooch, your little group of friends playing Warzone, that doesn't mean shit. You're right. But they said, listen, you have to, Concord or Halo or whoever, if you want to make numbers, you want to get a community, you have to offer BR, period. Yeah. You don't have to like it, Blaze. I'm never going to talk you into it, but you have to have it there. You know what I mean? It's got to be on the menu. That's all. No,
I like it, but you know what I really liked about this? I just want a tradition, bro.
I know.
This is the thing. I just like traditional COD multiplayer. It's always been fun.
Okay,
to me.
so
I just got back into that.
Blaze, let me ask you a question though. Are you like me? So this is what happens. I talk the same routine you do. So the minute COD comes out, October 25th or whatever it is, from then till probably I would say middle January, I am on this multiplayer kick. You'll see me all the time.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna.
But Blaze, the minute we get to February, I'm good again on the multiplayer. I'm done with the domination, the hard point, the this, the that. I'm done with the search and destroy. I'm done with all that.
I feel that. Maybe you get sick. You know what? Maybe that's a great cycle. Maybe because you get sick of it and then you want something fresh.
I gotta have something fresh after that. I'm just so tired.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm over the BR as well. The only reason I play Fortnite now is to collect skins because I kind of have a skin problem.
Thank you for admitting that. That's bro. I mean, I'll play Fortnite for skins, not because of the gameplay.
But Blaze, I've already admitted that because I have 800 skins on League of Legends. I'm a skin collector.
I feel you.
So, I mean, I have 800 skins there, and I'm now collecting them on here. I collect them on Valorant. It's I just see something that looks appealing. The skin looks sexy. All the lines. Shout out to Concord. They could take a page out of that. But yeah,
Hey, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth.
Hey, man. All I'm gonna say is, ain't no one gonna want to dress up budget Guardians of the Galaxy. All right.
All right. So
listen. I've been real quiet when it comes to Concord. I haven't went in my Jay Barry mode, roasting people, but I find it weird with a lot of the opinions of Concord, but I'm gonna just let people be, man. It's done. I ain't going to defend it because the game is gone now. But
yeah, it's gone.
I find it weird.
Actually, during this podcast, I just got Did you guys get? I got an email saying Concord is been. Thank you for having it on your console. But
I got mine yesterday. They said
I just got
yesterday.
it. So
hey, I'll say this about Concord: the gameplay looked okay.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but
it wasn't reinventing the wheel, you know. And I think a lot of people didn't like some of the political tones for it. So I hope they take into consideration some of these things that made the game so dreadful for gamers and don't repeat in the future. I also think that game should have been a single player experience with that multiplayer tacked on, because when they first showed it, I was like, oh, this looks good. I thought it was a single player thing, you know. I thought this is a Sony thing, you know, and then bam, it's like a live service game. And I think that's the air out of it.
The thing about Concord is, like, the one thing I do like about Concord, it was how it was just, you know, I've been clamoring for, like, you know, SOCOMs and, like, you know, traditional way of gaming and multiplayer. That's the one thing I'll give Concord. Like, at least that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just, you know, it wasn't those heroes. Like, I remember talking to JW. He's like, man, I love Overwatch, and I'm gonna play a Blaze. And I said, yo, enjoy it, bro. Like, but like, it's just not. It just wasn't my type of game, bro. Well,
the thing about it. So here's the thing. It's pros and cons. And Jay, this might get Jay riled up, which I hope it does. But Jay, you know, I played I played a good amount of it. I actually played with J-Dub quite a bit. And listen, the thing about it is this: it had the traditional multiplayer modes that I like. We were just talking about this, right? Because I'm in that mood right now. We're getting that September, October mood. So I was like, yo, I'm definitely down for some. You want to play some team deathmatch? Let's do it. You want to do some domination? Let's do it. I loved Destiny multiplayer. They took the essence of that and they nailed that. I like that they had.
So?
I think they did a decent.
Listen, I think that's disrespectful to Destiny.
You think so?
That is disrespectful to Destiny. Yeah, I played
the guy who made it made Concord. How's it disrespectful?
To me, listen, and Jay Barry is gonna be on my ass. Blaze, you got to play more than 3 hours. Like, all right, maybe he's right, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't feel that. Like, listen, there was elements of Destiny, but I didn't think it played like that.
No, it wasn't one.
The only reason why I bring up the whole, I feel like you can't judge a multiplayer game that's playing 2 matches, 3 matches. To me, it's just like, that's not, because it's so dynamic, and what can happen in multiplayer is you gotta have enough matches in there to be like, okay, I got a sense of what the game is. In my opinion, you know, playing every character in Concord, everybody felt different. Everybody's speed was different. Everybody's gameplay was different. And yeah, like, to me, the gameplay was fun. I'm disappointed with it that they only allowed it only 2 weeks. They didn't even get a time.
I know, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy to me.
But
people
hate
the game for what it was, but there was a lot of people that I met through Let's Playing Concord that enjoyed it. And yeah, the gameplay to me was fun. I made like a character. Her name was Itzy. I thought the character was cool as hell. She's like, everything about the character speaks to me as far as like the teleportation, the speed. I like shit like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, like when people say the game is slow, I'm like, what? I'm slide canceling on people. I'm zipping. I'm doing all that shit.
It depends on the character. I mean, don't forget
they killed it because the server was bad, man. There was like hardly anybody on it, man.
It wasn't people playing on it, but I'm just surprised it was so fast. Like, there's games that I've played, like live service games, that are terrible.
Yo, J-Bar, you want to hear a funny story, dog? Like, I was in
Redfall lasted longer.
Oof. I was in Kofi's Discord, dog, and where he was streaming it, and like, he's like, oh my god, it's J-Bar, bro. I was dying. Like, yo, I was like, yo, what the? And this is before I knew about the, like, what are the odds you just ran into J-Bar, bro? That shit.
I was in a match with Kofi? I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was funny, man.
Yo, listen, I was doing my thing in Concord, man. Yo, I'm over here dropping 20 bombs. People talking about they dropping they 10. I'm dropping 20 bombs with characters, yo. So you know what I mean? I enjoyed the hell out of the game.
Barry, listen to me, bro. I wanted it, bro. You can ask Mooch, bro. I was optimistic about this game. I'm like, you know what? I think the price is good. I wanted a place, you know, original PlayStation game to sink my teeth in, just to put my head down and grind on a game. Trust me, I wanted to like it. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Listen, I might have did a little bit, maybe extra shit, but it is what it is. It's just, I think. Listen,
yeah, like my thing is like, all right, this is gonna sound very PlayStation fanboyish, but hear me out, right? When I see people like talk about like PlayStation initiative to put their games on PC, they will buy games they're not interested in, right? Just because they're like, oh, I want to support the cause of PlayStation putting their games on PC. I've seen people buying Xbox games right now because it's like, yeah, I'm supporting Xbox putting their games on PlayStation and I want more, so I'm going to buy this game I'm not interested in just to get it, right? People want multiplayer, original multiplayer games from PlayStation. one came out that had no microtransactions, no battle pass that we've been asking for years.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to support it just so you can be on that initiative of we wanted more multiplayer on there. I'm not saying that you have to. Don't get it twisted. I said that's why I said it sounds more fanboyish, and people gonna clip it, whatever. But
I get it. You like the game, but in all honesty, it just by most people's account, it just wasn't that good.
Oh yeah, it didn't resonate.
There's an odd outlier that someone likes a game that most people don't like, but the consensus was like 97% of people don't like it.
You said it though, D. You said it. It didn't bring a lot of new to the playing field. That's all. I think.
And they charged money for it. Should have been free, if anything.
Well, here's the thing.
I just think the characters were. Bro, it is the characters at the end of the day.
The characters did play a role, Blaze. We've said this on the show last week. We really got into it when because last week we were talking about it in depth. Like the characters definitely played a role. And Singer, you did a great job 2 weeks ago explaining why certain hero shooters do so well. You went in depth with Overwatch, right? You said there's a few characters that just keep people coming back for that, right? Now I think the first.
I'm going to be honest.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead, Singer.
It's like people want, look at the favorite characters. It's always Widowmaker. Now, do you think Widowmaker's as popular as she is because she's a great sniper rifle character, or do you think it's because they put her in these skin-tight tights?
Yeah.
In all of her skins.
So gameplay doesn't matter. That's what you're saying.
I see what you're doing, but it's like.
It's very hypocritical. People come on podcasts, they go on Twitter Spaces like gameplay.
Be quiet. Listen, if we're gonna go there, it's people just didn't want to be told what they should do and what they should like. They want what? When I play a video game character, I want them to be a good looking character. I don't need them to be frumpy. Like, don't push your woke stuff on us. In games gaming is like a free space. It really is. And when you start to bring all that stuff into gaming, people don't like that because they go to gaming to escape that crap in the real world, to escape Twitter and Facebook. And they go to game to not have to worry about that stuff. And then it pops up in your game and, damn, I'm non-binary. I'm binary.
There was a lot of weird shit in that game. And that's a fact. I'm not here to hurt anybody's feeling, but it is what
we
it
ain't
is,
gonna act like Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 is filled with it.
No, look, Overwatch, when they first announced Overwatch and they switched over to Overwatch, they did YouTube animated videos for each character that had nothing to do with how the character played in the game.
That's right.
No.
They just showed off what the character looked like, what their attitude was, because remember, the characters are all based to be in a completely different type of game. They switched it over to a hero shooter. That's why they already had all of that story element stuff in the background.
Concord was doing that. They had two little animated little short things.
But nobody was in the characters in Concord. That's the problem.
People say the characters weren't sexy or
they weren't,
because a robot had like a pronoun. Yeah, things
they
like
weren't
that.
Tracer and Bunny. Let's be for real.
You got pronoun. Like, I don't need to know your pronoun, bro. Just bro. Just sometimes.
I mean, I agree with that aspect.
Breaking point. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Concord's not the first game to do the pronoun shit. It's just, I think it was just finally like people might have they shut off with it. Like, nah, this is. I don't know, bro.
Wait, do you let me ask you a question.
To quote J-Rock, Concord pronouns are was and were.
I also thought, that it's like when the beta came out, the open beta, it was unfortunate because Marvel Rivals beta was going on at the same time. It is
people
what
were
it
dying
is.
to get Marvel's Rivals beta was a closed. I was in the closed alpha. I was in the closed alpha, Mooch, and people were begging. I had extra codes. People were clamoring because it's Marvel. The name alone, people want to play it.
If I had known that, I would have been in line for that too. I've been dying to try it too. Now, Blaze, what'd you think? Was it good? Because Singer loved it. Did you like it?
No, I think it's. Listen, I'm staying on business and just say those are the. I hate those I hate them Overwatch type games. I can't fuck with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you like them type of games, you might like it.
I don't know.
It as I said, it's peak Overwatch, like Overwatch 1. Don't think Overwatch 2, because Overwatch 2 is
Let me ask you guys a question though, real quick, because I can't remember who it was. Forte said it when they kind of redid because Overwatch was pay at first, right? Then it went free to play.
Yeah,
Right?
it was a full price
Okay,
game at first.
so does anybody think, because I got to be honest with you, I don't think we've seen, do you think that Concord comes back free to play and things change in the game a bit? Do you think
Bro,
we've seen the
if Concord come back, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't support it. I wouldn't do nothing.
No, I don't think Concord's coming back. I think all that
you
stuff.
cut me off. You cut me off.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about
He's talking about PlayStation.
They cut me off.
PlayStation cut you off. Okay,
yeah, PlayStation cut him off.
Wait, you wouldn't play it, Bar, if it came back?
No.
Hell no.
Why? Because you're saying they wasted your time, or
they wasted my time. That's what it is. Yo, I really enjoyed the game, bro. I got like 60 hours in the game, and the fact that you ended in 2 weeks, I couldn't even get to the season 1. You couldn't even cultivate an audience. That's the part of live service to attract people to play your game online.
That's a good point.
And you constantly adapt to get people in there. You cut it off in 2 weeks. Why would I have any confidence or faith to even try your game again? I don't care if they did everything that everybody that wanted, sexy characters, free to play. I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't even play it. It goes to Fairgames too. I'm not even playing that shit. I'm done with it.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
That is definitely fair. I can see you. I just meant it in the form that Forte was when he brought up Overwatch. I was like, wait a minute. I think, because I will say this much, and I think everybody in the panel, I think you'll agree with me. You could say they didn't do anything creative. You could say you don't like the character models. You could say all that. But at the end of the day, it was a competent shooter. It just didn't do anything new.
Polished,
right?
No doubt about it. It was a polished.
I don't think.
Game,
bro. But Blaze, where I'm going with this is, I don't think Sony. People were like, oh, they're going to get rid of Firewalk. I'm like, no, they aren't. That's a talented team. They just have to put them on a better project. That project was already 90% done when they got bought out. That's my thing. So this is what they were working on. So when people are like, why would Sony approve this? Why wouldn't they? The game was almost done. They bought a company. They saw the talent, and they had something that was 90% done. So they're like, put it out.
I don't know.
I think that's why they did it. That's just my thought. I mean, I don't know. That's why I think that they... Go ahead, Singer.
I think they just took a gamble on it. Because they took, like, all of these have been gambles. Like, Helldivers 2, they didn't know Helldivers 2 was going to do what it was going to do.
Yes, it was definitely a gamble, yes.
They had no idea. But Helldivers 2, there's no competition. There's no game like it. It is unique. Everyone loves it, enjoys it. It does something. But when you're now going, okay, let's enter the hero shooter market. Well, the thing is, you now have juggernauts that have been in the game for years before you come out. So unless you have, like, Marvel Rivals could do it, because one, you have the backing of the IP, which is Marvel. Everyone loves Marvel.
You just sound mad hypocritical saying. Sorry, respectfully, that's hypocritical saying that. Marvel Rivals can do it, but PlayStation that want to get into that audience or that market can't do it. Like, come on, we understand every business aspect of these companies, raising prices, services, game prices, but a company wanting to get into the online market or a specific market, we can't understand that. Of course they're going to want to get into that and get that pie of that money. That's just what it is.
Well, I think it's mostly stemmed from the fact that he's talking that Marvel is just
everybody loves it. They have beloved
established
Marvel is not offering nothing new, but people is excusing it because it's Marvel characters.
It's not. It is nothing new, Jay Barry. It is nothing new.
That's right.
He's right. Jay Barry's right.
That's
it's
correct.
the same gameplay, bro.
It's the same game, but it's just the fact that it's Marvel characters, and
that's what I'm saying.
As much as we may hate that Marvel characters is just a Marvel character upgrade, the people identify with those characters, and that's the whole thing that people didn't do with Concord. Not saying, because I enjoyed Concord. I played it for a couple of days, and I had fun. I was like, yo, this is actually pretty fun. I mean, the characters are like, oh, whatever, but it's all about the gameplay to me. So I really enjoyed the game, but people just didn't connect with those characters. And that's why I think he's saying something like Marvel Rivals, even knowing it's pretty much the same exact game. It's that people identify with those characters from the beginning.
Yes, it's like they have the characters, but it's like, yeah, I understand PlayStation wanting to get into that market, but it's how you get into that market. Overwatch gave you the template back in 2016 how to get into the market. There's tons of games that have shown you how to do it. Concord went out there, and the gamer base said, fuck that. For whatever reason.
I agree with that. I feel like Concord marketing was terrible. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I
but
forgot it was out.
it is definitely the execution, which
But
failed
Helldivers
because-
marketing was terrible too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then again,
It was.
that just exploded because there's nothing to it. But it's like you have to convince these people to come over, and that's where I think if they want to do it, you have to. I know it's going to sound bad, but make your characters sexy. Give them some good skins to chase. Give them a little tutu skin.
I don't
give
even
them
think
some
it's about
leggings.
the. I don't even think it. Listen, I think
I
that would
think
help. But like,
It would
bro,
help. It would help. Come on.
I just want. You know, I know. You know, I'm the weirdo here. You know what I mean? I just want a mature. You know, like. Bro, can I just have my soul? I know Jay Barry's sick of hearing. I just want my soul calm. Can I get Killzone back, please? Can I get Killzone, please?
The funny thing about it, like I'm with you 100%. But I remember being on a lot of podcasts, and I remember saying like, "Yo, I enjoy Killzone. I love Killzone." And people was telling me Killzone is trash. Gorilla needs to stick to Horizon, and I'm just like, now all of a sudden I'm hearing the same people telling me Killzone trash. They want Killzone to come back. Like, where is
bro?
that?
I've never preached
always
Killzone
wanted
trash
Killzone to come
ever in my life. Always been preaching for Killzone.
So what do you guys think is going to happen with Fairgames then? I mean, they are people. Some people are already writing it off.
Yeah,
I think it's going to get taken out the back, and I think it's going to get taken out of the back and shot.
You don't think they're even going to release it?
Fairgames could be a great game, but obviously we don't care about gameplay. At the end of the day, if PlayStation have any bite back against their game, we never know. It could last 1 week, so I don't have no confidence in Fairgames.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they could set a new record.
But isn't Fairgames? I mean, isn't Fairgames Raymond's studio?
Yeah, but
here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. You know the way the industry works. Our ear's been to the ground for a long time. When you have somebody like her that's leading this, like she has a lot of like clout. She can definitely be like, you know what? We're definitely gonna run. I think PlayStation would not let that one go. Like what Singer's saying, where they just take it in the back and shoot it. It's definitely gonna get released, right?
I mean, Mooch, I already see it. They're gonna be like, oh, this is a Payday clone, even though Payday is just one game of its, you know what I mean, of its kind. Like, you know, they're like, oh, it's too many extraction games and all that. I already see the conversation that's gonna happen with it, yo. It's done. Fairgames, pack that shit up. It's done.
Pack that up. It's over. Okay, so let me ask this question. I'll go to Kofi. Kofi, I want to think, and I'm going to Kofi here. Kofi, I don't even know if you have an Xbox. Kofi, do you own an Xbox? I'm not sure if Kofi. We may have lost Kofi.
Kofi said, "Yeah, I ain't talking about no JRPGs."
Yeah, he's like, "You're not talking about JRPGs. I'm out." But let me ask you guys a question. It's kind of a thing. All right, today was the day, I think, or yesterday, when the new tiers kind of came into place for Game Pass. There's core, there's standard, there's ultimate, there's forget about it. I don't know. They got a couple of them out there. They got one here now. Xbox pulls Diablo 4 and Starfield as the new Game Pass tiers become active. Is this a mistake? I mean, Forte, I'll start with Forte. Forte, is this a mistake, Forte? I mean, like, there's so many Game Pass tiers now, and they're doing this. Does anybody, I mean, do you think anybody cares? Like, imagine you had it, and then all of a sudden you're in a different tier, and you're like, there goes Starfield. There goes Diablo. Those are two big names out for a lot of people in Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing is they're trying to find a middle ground on where the people that are paying at that higher tier that get those games are that's all they're trying to do at this point right now. I mean, right now Xbox is just. It's not even Xbox. It's really Microsoft. It's just very reactionary to everything that's going on.
I agree, yeah.
So the fact that they got Call of Duty coming out, I think that's the biggest thing. They got Call of Duty coming out in two months, basically, October 24th.
Yeah, 24th.
They're trying to make sure that they don't, the balance of people that's going to be in Game Pass Ultimate versus everybody else. They still want to maximize their sales, even though they know people are going to buy the game on PlayStation because that's where most of the player base has been. But they also still want to entice people to come to Game Pass too, and get into that monthly or up to a year subscription. So I think they're just playing with the numbers, trying to see exactly what's going to be the most feasible way of doing it.
Okay.
It just, like I said, the fact that they're tweaking everything as much as they are now, they've done it more now over the last 2-3 months than they have in the 6 years, 7 years that Game Pass has been a thing. That just lets you know that it's really no plan. It's just let's survive this holiday season and see exactly what we have, because even though in last year Call of Duty's numbers kind of fell underneath, or Activision's numbers fell underneath their umbrella. They kind of celebrated that. This is their first full year, and this really impacts their financials. This is going to be the first full year where Activision Blizzard has been fully underneath Microsoft.
That's right.
So now now those 60 to 70% gains that they saw in the third quarter of last year, they're not going to see that number as high as it was before. They're going to probably see more like 10 or 15 or maybe even 5 or 6% highs based what they did last year. So they're trying to like skeet that number up as high as possible as they can, because they want it to look really good to the investors. So it's just real interesting to see that they're moving in that direction. I mean, I'm not going to be mad at them for doing it. It's just that every time that a major game comes out for Game Pass, it always seems like they're either moving something to benefit them, like the fact that they delayed Starfield when everybody was expecting to pay what $15.99 at the time.
That's right.
And then they moved it out a year, and then next you're paying $17.99 for a month.
Right. That's right.
So every time that they decide a big game's coming out, they want to tinker with Game Pass. I think this is just another way of them doing it.
Okay, so that's a great point, because now you got Black Ops 6 coming out, and of course now it's $19.99. So
it went up another $2. So that's went up $4 for Ultimate over the course of the last 2 years, right before major releases came out. No, it makes
that. And Forte, I'm glad you kind of put that out there. That's very true in the timeline. So Singer, I'm kind of withdrawing you from this, because Singer I know has PC Game Pass. D, do you have Ultimate Game Pass, or you have just PC Game Pass?
Nah, man, Ultimate.
Oh, Ultimate. Okay, so are you?
Yeah, it's just a few bucks more. It doesn't make sense not.
No,
to
I understand. Are you keeping Ultimate, or are you going to reduce down to Standard or anything else? You're going to keep Ultimate then.
Yeah, I'm going to keep Ultimate.
Okay, Blaze, you always mention that you like. I don't know. I think I would pass out if I ever turned on my Xbox and saw Blaze on there. But Blaze, sometimes you'll say. He'll say to me, Mooch, I'm gonna just get Game Pass, because if the kids want to get on there, I'll let them just jam out. Blaze, are you gonna stay on Ultimate, or are you out?
Mooch, I can't tell you how much these websites have. I have basically I've been getting Game Pass for free on and off for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
From certain key websites and shit like that.
Yep.
They just offer it to me, and as long as you stream and cover it, they keep. But I have Ultimate. I usually end up paying for it, not because of me. I was paying. You know what I was paying Ultimate for? I just Ubisoft Plus. A lot of these companies just. I'm just. You know what I'm sick of, Mooch?
What's that?
At the end of the month, brother, there's always a subscription fee coming out your wallet, bro.
Yep.
And I'm getting tired of this shit, bro. It's like, and Game Pass. It used to be like, hey, if you have Game Pass, you can play these games day and date. Now they just made it into something else. Now it's like, oh, well, you got to have the right tier. Like when before, you got Game Pass, you get the game, and I feel like they just kind of made it confusing.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little greedy here, honestly, in my opinion.
See, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm right there with you. I got rid of Hulu. I got rid of Disney Plus, right? I want to kind of go down from Ultimate. My Ultimate expires like February or March of next year. Like, I kind of want to go down to either Standard or whatever the multiplayer one is, so you can have multiplayer on there. But then I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll just do what Singer's doing. Maybe I'll just get PC Game Pass. But if I get PC Game Pass, that covers me. I'll be good. But then, the family that shares off of mine, they won't have it. So I got to have some sort of Xbox Game Pass for multiplayer. And I think that's Standard. But then it goes back to what D just said. The Standard, in order to have the multiplayer, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, is $15.99. So why wouldn't I pay the extra $4 a month and just keep with the Ultimate next year, right? You know what I mean? Like that.
But Mooch,
go ahead.
Why don't you get Ultimate on PC?
If I get Ultimate on PC, can my son who plays on Xbox play? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Because
he can?
Ultimate contains
Xbox. That's great. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, Ultimate means for console and PC.
So, and you get xCloud and
but how much is PC Ultimate?
Jazz.
And they still use xCloud over there?
I don't know. Someone does probably.
Wait a minute.
Wait, not much difference to get both of them.
There is no Ultimate PC. Isn't there just PC Game Pass?
There's PC Game Pass, and then there's Ultimate Game Pass, which
Ultimate just counts for everything. Yeah,
that means it covers all bases.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
On a console, it doesn't matter who's logged in. As long as your account's logged in, they get to play all your games, and the same on PC too.
So wait a minute, but if I get, but D, here's my question: if I get just PC Game Pass, that's it. That's all I have. Can my son get on his Xbox and play multiplayer?
No.
Right. So I have to get Ultimate, which is $19.99.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that's
Ultimate has the online on it.
Yeah,
well, so does Standard
and the console access, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. It's you know.
Oh, on the point of xCloud, the only reason I used xCloud was to play Fable, because I absolutely adore the first 2 Fable games. But then I realized I'm stupid, and emulators exist, and I'm better off for it. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Mooch, you got a Portal, Mooch?
Yeah.
Bro, so I bought the Portal day 1, and I remember when my girl opened up, like, oh my God, you know, your son wants this. Really, I said, well, good luck, because it's sold out. And his birthday was in 2 weeks, so we just ended up, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, man, give him the damn Portal for his birthday, right? But I really never got to really mess around with it like that, you know what I mean? But now it was my birthday last week, and my girl got me the Portal, bro. The most impressive accessory, period, bro. Like,
it really is.
Listen, like I'm like sensitive to input lag, but I'm not gonna lie. The screen for an LED, like, what a vivid, beautiful screen. The most comfortable handheld ever. I own them all. Steam Decks, bro. An excellent machine, bro. Really, 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 really. I couldn't believe how awesome it is. But $200, Barry. It's like crazy fucking value, bro. Crazy.
I get people's like criticisms with it, but for what it does an excellent job for what it does.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah,
streaming feels good. It looks great.
I was telling people on Porter Rock's channel yesterday day before yesterday, that one of my associates has a Portal, and he brings it to work with him all the time. And he literally, when people ask about it, he lights up, bro. I was, you know how we are. I'm super skeptical. I'm like, no, I'm not streaming anything, especially on our Wi-Fi at work. And I was playing Ratchet and Clank on his, and I was like, yo, this is actually pretty good. And I was like, dang, this is kind of shocking. And then we had people coming to the store asking about it. He'll whip it out, let people hold it. Because I think the biggest thing, the biggest deterrent is people don't get a chance to try it. There's no way to like see how it functions on your PlayStation. Like, it's a completely different thing when you're playing it natively on somebody else's, but it hits harder when you know it's a game that you own on your system and you're playing it from a Wi-Fi that's 10, 15 miles away from your house. And he has a really good success rate on selling those things because he loves it. And I think that's like one of the bigger reasons why I think you really don't hear as much about the Portal being sold anymore, is because, first of all, PlayStation doesn't have retail associates out there showcasing this stuff like they used to like years ago. And it's just not as accessible because it's not like you can just have a demo and hook it up to somebody's PlayStation at home. You have to literally take it to your house, sync it to it, and then it's off and going from there. But he sells them all the time, you know, just by showing people his and letting them play games that's on his hard drive. And I can't lie. I was one of those people that was like, I can't play wireless on the go streaming games. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is alternative. If this is the only way I could play, I would do it.
Bro, it's great for like trophy.
You a pony. You a pony now. They say you a pony.
No. I like games, bro. I would have been a pony a long time ago because I've literally only bought one game on my Xbox in the last year, and it was NCAA football.
Bro,
oh shit!
That Portal's good for like trophy cleanup.
Everything else has been on PC because guess what? Xbox is a PC.
Yeah, I can't even front because I got my Game Pass, so obviously I'm not buying anything. I'm playing them on my PC, and I'm getting my keys for PC for my multiplex. I got a 4090. I'm not gonna play my multiplex unless there's sports on my console. And the PlayStation games, they don't come out for like a year on PC, so I have to buy them if I want to enjoy them. So I do. So the most games that I buy actually is from my PlayStation. Like I'm
in the same boat as you, D. Third parties on PC.
Final Fantasy, what's Stellar Blade? Like I'm buying these games on PS5.
I bought Space Marines on PC because it's on PC. It's like,
how is Space Marines?
Xbox just kind of.
I know. Mooch, listen to me. Buy Space Marines immediately, bro.
Space Marines on PC, bro. Oh my god,
it looks great.
Me, bro.
Literally, I'm not gonna get. It's like Gears of War in space.
Bro, listen,
it's fucking
34
incredible.
Looks
playing on a
great.
34 by 14, playing on a 3440 by 1600 monitor, ultra everything with a 4090. I was looking at the screen. I felt like the screen was bleeding looking at those graphics.
Mooch,
bro.
that lore, that whole universe, like the big cathedrals and the fucking blood and shit. The amount of enemies swarm, bro. Excellent co-op campaign, excellent, bro. Even the multiplayer is fun. No microtransactions in sight.
What's the?
It's a great game.
What's the one thing they said is coming down the pipe? Is it the PV? What is it? Is it PV?
Everything's there.
Everything's there. Everything's there. All right. I thought.
Mooch, what are you doing, brother? You guys, you know what?
I don't
Check
really.
your Steam later,
You
bro.
play Warzone and Astro Bot, which I don't blame.
That's what I've been doing. Like, no doubt.
Well, no, play Astro Bot. Play Astro Bot.
I'm just trying.
Awesome,
I'm going to get the plat on this just by the end of the weekend. It's a fun game to play. Just jamming out. But like, I hate that I do. I got to stop with the Warzone. I really do play too much Warzone. It takes a lot of time. I'm not going to lie to you. You play 3-4 hours of it. That's about, you know how much time we get, Blaze. You know what I mean?
It's like Destiny, bro. That's why I had to quit Destiny because you couldn't enjoy any other game.
Yeah, you're just playing that all the time, and it's like that's got to stop. There's just too many. No, outstanding, guys. Listen, it's almost 3 hours. I want to say thanks to you guys. I kept you guys here. I know Death Singer. Who was with me? Oh, D last week was like, "Come on, Mooch." He's like, "Let's go like 3.5 hours." I'm like, D, I gotta go this week. Right? But the good news is, D, we hit your main topics right away today, so we got everything.
Yeah,
right.
I gotta say though, as a gamer, I don't care what side of. Okay, maybe Xbox guys are a little down right now, but apart from that, gaming is like fantastic right now. And like even if you're on Xbox, you got good games coming from like third party. We got Indiana Jones coming this year. You know, it's going to be in Game Pass.
Yes.
You know, we're playing. I'm playing Wukong right now. Wukong is like the game of the year for me.
Yep.
I'm playing Astro Bot right now. Astro Bot is fantastic, and like all the hate that I got for putting up that I enjoy this game, I got so much hate. Like, oh, you're a pony. See, I knew you were a pony. You're a pony bot. It's like, what the hell? And another guy said, "Oh, you're not allowed to come back to Xbox. Don't play on Xbox. We don't want you here." It's like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy.
It's nuts. But so many games, man, and we got so many games coming out. Call of Duty's coming out. The PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out.
Yep.
If you're like a gaming content creator or you're just a gamer into games, this is just going to be a fantastic.
I'm with you, and I know we're not talking about it, and maybe it's just because you guys happen to know I love anything like horror, so I'm kind of excited for Silent Hill too. And I know that it got a really bad first showing, and now that a lot of the content creators and some of the media got like 3 or 2 hours with it, they have a different tune now. They're saying it actually looks pretty good, that Bloober team. But listen, everyone always says, shout out to Jez778, he goes, "Don't ever go full Bloober," or whatever he says, but I think it's great. I love it. Like, Bloober team might mess it up, who knows, but I'm excited to see what that'll be around the Halloween time frame as well. But you're right, D, there's so many things, and honestly, Wukong, I'm playing through it. I don't know how far you are. I was just talking to Jay Barry about it before, because Jay Barry already platinumed it. I'm still at the end of the second world in Wukong, but I just beat that rock character just before the show went live. I'm just kind of
that game's awesome, man.
I love it. I mean, you beat it like the weekend it came out, Blaze, which I honestly have yet to understand how you did that.
Ain't no life to
brother.
Went.
Those are my games. Those are my type of games.
Well, yes, that is true. That is definitely your jam. But I mean, like, in all honesty, Blaze, you did that in record time, dude. That was
Liza P, Armored Core. Yeah, 3-4 days.
I just booted up the game and I literally turned to Twitter and he's like, "Roll credits. Great game." I'm like, what? The fuck?
You know why? You know people are criticizing me for beating games too fast. Like, listen, I'm not a platinum guy, but like, I beat it. If I played Wukong on PS5, I would have tried and did almost as much as I could without looking shit up. But I'm playing on Steam. I don't really care about, I like the achievements, but I'm not like, oh my god, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I played it. I found a lot of secret bosses. Wukong. Let me ask you guys.
It's challenging as heck, man.
It's challenging. I would say it's challenging, not hard. It's challenging.
Yeah. It's repetition.
What do you guys think is the game of the year contenders right now?
Astro Bot,
Final Fantasy
Wukong,
VII,
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. There's only one game of the year, man. Vibes.
Don't ask Jay.
That's Rebirth, man.
Don't ask Jay.
That's Rebirth. That's it. It's over.
Hey, Bar, I'm hearing a lot of Final Fantasy fans saying like, it was.
I don't think Rebirth's gonna get it, to be honest with you.
Who? Point me to the Final Fantasy fan.
It had crappy performance on the PS5. It's gonna disqualify it. It won't win.
They think it's good, but there was a lot of like too much filler or too many side little mini game. I don't know.
There ain't no Final Fantasy fan. Send it my way. There ain't no Final Fantasy.
I doubt it. I doubt it wins. I think I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I want to say Wukong, but it also had a lot of controversy.
I think Helldivers is still my game. I don't know yet. Actually, I don't know.
Helldivers won't get it.
I don't think Helldivers.
Helldivers might get it, bro.
It might
definitely
not
be
win.
nominated.
It's gonna get
for
nominated.
sure.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I own it, but
It's gonna get nominated.
It's gonna get nominated.
Yeah, too many issues that it had afterwards, man.
Wait, Helldivers for a Game of the Year nomination?
Yeah,
it might. Yeah.
I think so.
You don't think it's gonna get nominated, Jabari?
You don't think so?
I mean, I wouldn't. I would have protested, but I don't think so.
Jabari? What other game you think should be nominated?
I feel like Dragon's Dogma, or one of the AC games, Assassin's Creed Shadows.
That could.
Assassin's Creed
That
always
could get
up
it.
there.
That could get it.
As much as people have issues with it or they don't like it, it's always a critical.
I've never,
received.
but I never seen Assassin's Creed get nominated in a long time.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Yeah, like I would love Wukong to be nominated for like my personal Game of the Year is up there, but just looking at the critical reception, maybe on a sales standpoint, they probably nominated, but I don't know. There's a lot of games that is like 90, high 80s. That is a way above Wukong, but
yeah, Metacritic is big.
I think like there's plenty of games. Like this year has been great for games. Me personally, I would nominate Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. But I thought it's a fantastic game. But people, it will never get nominated. Unfortunately, it's just not that big of a game. It doesn't matter what it
high
does.
key. I think Astro Bot gonna win it because that's the game that most of the media actually completed. A lot of these reviews they don't complete, man. So you know what I mean? Just look at the excitement that they had when Astro Bot came out. It was like, yeah, Game of the Year, this is Game of the Year because they beating it. They actually posting that they beat it. All these other games, they ain't post that they beating them motherfuckers. They just like, yo, believe me, trust me, bro, type shit. But
there's a good chance I think that Astro Bot takes it home, but it's a lot of it has to do with what Jay just said. They beat the game.
I think it's also because they haven't had too many like big major hitters. It's been a good year for games, but there hasn't been there wasn't for example when God of War went up against Red Dead Redemption 2, there wasn't like two titans. Or last year when you had Zelda, you had Baldur's Gate 3, you had these really massive games, and they all just went head to head.
I don't
haven't
remember.
really had that this year.
you got the best game that came out this year, Rebirth.
So I gotta say, Singer, you make a good point. That kind of reminds me of the year, and I don't remember who they contended against. But do you remember the year Overwatch won? I was scratching my head immensely for that. I was like, "What?"
That beat Uncharted 4. Could you imagine that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It was wild. But I mean, to be fair, Overwatch was the new shiny toy, and it was massively successful, and everyone loved it. Hero shooters were generally new on the scene. So
no shade to it. I just was shocked. Absolutely shocked. I was like, I didn't see that coming. But who knows?
I can see Infinite Wealth there because I'm looking at it now. As far as new games that released, Astro Bot, not DLC because Tree is a DLC.
Yeah.
Rebirth and Infinite Wealth is Astro Bot 94. Rebirth is a 92, and Infinite Wealth is a 92.
Oh wow!
Then you have other little smaller games like Animal Well and all that.
See, the problem I have is I absolutely adore Yakuza. Infinite Wealth was one of my highlights of this year. I just don't think it's big enough to go up on that. I could be completely wrong and it could get nominated, but I just don't think Yakuza has that, ever up there in the Game of the Year category,
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. You never know. I mean, that's true. That's true. You never know. I think it'll be. I think everything you guys named will be a nominee. As far as that, they have 6 nominees, and I think we named 6 of them. So I think that's a good chance.
World.
Oh. No, that definitely won't.
That's not like an official release, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
it's not
early access.
Early access, yeah.
And also, I could be wrong because Take Two won it, and that's a small game. Everyone loved it.
It Takes Two,
won Game of the Year.
Yep, it did.
So it could be possible Infinite Wealth gets nominated because there's no better options.
Infinite Wealth can definitely get nominated, and honestly, I wouldn't.
It better get nominated.
Absolutely. No, great show.
What
tonight,
about
guys. Go ahead,
my bad. What about Hellblade 2? You think it's gonna get nominated?
I was just gonna say
absolutely not.
Not for Game of the Year. The graphics,
not for Game of the Year.
Sound design and stuff. Yes,
exactly. Graphics, sound design, technical something or another, but not game of the year.
The shortest game award, yeah.
Short, 5 hours, 6 hours. That's crazy.
It was a visual showpiece. And
it was.
It looked pretty. I played on the Xbox too, just to see what it looked like.
Actually, believe it or not,
on the Series X.
I played it on PC, and it did. No, it looked great. It looked great. The thing is, speaking of like lacking like any, it just was. It was the same. It was one all over again. And people say, "What's wrong with that?" Nothing really wrong with that in a sense, but it didn't capitalize.
It's just okay.
It didn't stun.
It was just okay. It
looked
great visually.
Looked great, but
just an okay game. It wasn't anything huge. It's a good showpiece for the console. So,
I liked it, but I expected more. Definitely.
Well, you would think.
I kind of knew it was going to be like that, and people were saying, "No, it's going to be better than the first." And maybe the combat was a little bit, but like overall, the visuals. I thought the visuals was a good update. I thought the story was decent enough, but it's just ironic because before I remember, all of us Xbox guys would make fun of PlayStation guys saying, "Oh, you guys like the walking simulators," and then everyone's capping for like the ultimate walking simulator.
Yeah, it really was.
But that's the thing is that I think it was just to showcase the power of Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because Unreal Engine 5 games before them. Unreal Engine 5 games before them were kind of dog shit. Like, the Mortals of Avium, which was a complete travesty.
Let me ask you guys this question real quick. Shout out to Captain Ply. I can't believe this eluded my mind. Will Stellar Blade get any attention?
No.
I think so. So.
I don't think it'll be nominated for Game of the Year, but it'll get nominated for Best Action Game.
Okay.
I think it'll go in there. Action? Yeah. I'd say that's reasonable. Like, when you think of Best Action Games, that's gotta be in there, right?
I gotta get back to Stellar Blade, bro.
I would think so. Yeah, me too. I'm a good amount into it. I just stopped.
Me too.
Just stopped. I don't have a good reason why. No, great show tonight, guys.
Game.
It's a great game. I think it'll be up there in nominations. I'm going to let these guys go play some video games. I'm going to let the audience go play some video games. Outstanding show tonight, guys. This was an outstanding panel. I got to say, you guys did all the work. When you have good chemistry, it's just a great show. Please, guys, do hit that like button, subscribe button. A lot of people did subscribe during the show. Shout out to Giovanni. I appreciate that. Cartel, that I could see a couple of names that just pop up real quick. I appreciate you guys doing that. Your name comes up in lights. I'll go in reverse order here. The great Blaze 4K. Blaze, honestly, great to have you on here, buddy. Especially on a week like this one, where there's just been so much back and forth online in the community. It's nice to have Blaze on here to just be like, he's one of the only people who speaks his mind, says what's out there, and a lot of you are nodding your head and being like, I feel that same way. I just don't have the guts to say it. Blaze, great to have you here tonight, buddy, as always. Let people know they can find you, and thank you, buddy.
Oh, sorry I was late. I'll run it back on you tell me when, bro.
I appreciate it, Blaze.
And Mooch, by the way, listen, just DM me on Twitter, bro. You don't gotta go to my Discord and go to Twitter and then go to PlayStation.
Everywhere.
This man be DMing me on every platform, bro.
I do.
It is crazy. He's crazy, bro.
Well, no, because last time, Blaze, remember last time I only did Twitter? And you wrote me and you're like, buddy, this is the last place I check usually. And I was like, all right, you're right. So I went to Discord this time. He's like, bro, why do you hit me up everywhere? You're like, I went to my parents' house. It was a note. Mooch called. What the? So I'm everywhere, Blaze. No, Blaze, I appreciate you being here, man. Really, honestly.
I apologize I was late, bro. I just have a lot going on right now. But man, shout out to the panel. It was great conversations as always, man. It's exciting times, man. I'm excited for this pro. Shout out to the chat. Check me out on Twitter, YouTube, Solidcast every Saturday night. Love and peace and happiness. God bless.
Guys, go over and check out the Solidcast. I appreciate that, Blaze. The great D Batch, everybody. Yo, D, honestly, outstanding to have you here. I hope you got a chance to take your victory lap. And honestly, usually you do got to wait 2 or 3 months. Sometimes it's years to find out whether or not what you said came true, and you got it in 48 hours, which was a beautiful thing. D, let people know where they can find you, and as always, man, you're always welcome on the show. Love it when you're on the show. Hope you'll be back soon, but let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. It was a great show. You guys can find me on Twitter at D_Batch or just DBatch. You can find me on YouTube at DBatch. I dropped a video yesterday. It's about 35 minutes. Goes into deep detail on how I got to those numbers and the performance, and I have some charts from other YouTubers that actually tested similar hardware and spec the system out to perform like a PlayStation 5 Pro. It's a really, really good video. And after watching that video and seeing the news that we received today, then it'll all make a lot more sense.
Right.
I'll say one thing though. I'm a little disappointed that all the people, they're very quick to come out and attack you and attack your thoughts and your beliefs, and they don't like to produce evidence to counter your argument. And then when you're proven right, everybody gets quiet. Nobody comes and apologizes. Nobody comes and says, "Oh, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong." You know, and I don't care. I'm going to say this straight up. I don't care. You know, people are listening. You know, that just shows a lot of character.
Nobody likes to admit when they're wrong, D-Batch.
Nobody likes to admit when they're wrong. But you know what? If you have some type of integrity, you should admit when you're wrong, because I think it goes a long way to your credibility. Now, the Xbox Series X, when it launched, I said, you know, the hardware VRS is going to be an advantage for the Xbox Series X. I said the mesh shaders are going to be an advantage. The extra teraflops are going to be an extra advantage. Velocity, all the tools, yada yada yada. You know the story. Now, as it went along, they weren't using this stuff. We found out that VRS hardware, although it was an advantage over the PlayStation 5, it was looking like garbage in games. It was hurting the image quality. So the devs stopped using it. Mesh shaders, I found out, like, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock that the PlayStation 5 could actually handle mesh shaders. And once that happened, I did more investigation. You know, the devs came out and said, yeah, we're using mesh shaders on the PlayStation 5 for Avatar. Yeah, we're using it for Alan Wake. They have a different API, so obviously we got to program it different, but it's mesh shaders. We're just doing it through Sony's language, through their software, right? And I had to come out and I released a video. It was a pretty long video saying, you know what, I was wrong on this. And I took accountability. And the Xbox crew, they came at me so hard. They came at me so hard for telling the truth and admitting that I was wrong. So yeah, a lot of people don't do it, but I'm not one of those people. If I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong, because I think that helps you to grow as a person. And I think it gives you integrity, and it's just, I don't know who I am. So I just had to get that off my chest.
Absolutely.
But thanks for having me, bro, man. I appreciate it. This victory lap, it's so sweet, man. It's so sweet when you have like 500,000 people coming at your throat.
Yeah.
And you prove them wrong. It's such a high, man. It's awesome. I'm excited for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Day one, argue with your mama. Don't tell me where to spend my money. And when my multiplats on console look, play, run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro, cry to your mama.
I'll tell you, that bourbon's going to taste so much better for you tonight, D. Enjoy that drink, buddy. Great to have you on as always, D. The great Jay Barry, by the way, everybody. Jay, you got a chance to sound off a bit as well. It's just been a crazy week, man. But this is honestly, it's one of the reasons I love the podcast. I love sports radio in New York, and I love gaming podcasts. I think they're the best two things you can combine together. Jay, as always, buddy, great to have you on the show. Shout out again to Persona as well. Jay, let everybody know where they can find you. And I'm very upset. I'm going to have to watch last week's What's Up PlayStation podcast, because there isn't one on this Saturday.
Yeah, no podcast this Saturday. Got to handle some personal stuff. Family member passed away.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Jay.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Got to mourn a little bit, but I do appreciate the invite. Mooch, it was definitely fun talking to everybody, and that was a classic intro from D-Batch and Crap Gamer.
Crap, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna get clipped somewhere.
Of course it will. You know what we say, Jay? Thank you for the views. Yes, I appreciate that. Yes.
You know what I mean? But yo, man, I'm excited for the PS5 Pro. Can't wait to get it in my hands and see what it can do, man. But at the end of the day, enjoy your games, play your games, and then talk about it. Your opinions will be more valued that way. But
100%. Great to have you on, Jay. Appreciate that. The great gaming Forte, by the way. Forte, your entrance tonight, I'm telling you, man, if I rolled out a red carpet, it couldn't have been better timing. We were just getting into the financials of the PS5 Pro, and no one knows it better than you. Forte, let everybody know they can find you. I saw Slow-Mo put out there that you guys aren't doing DPS tonight, so I was really kind of hoping you were going to make the show tonight. I was like, oh, that'd be great if Forte pops in. But let everybody know where they can find you, and the show, DPS, is going to be on tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Great to always be here, man. Like I said, whenever I have the availability to be here, I'll definitely be here. Great show, great conversation. Great to see the homie D-Batch again. It's been like a year since we talked. Been a minute, you know. But great show. DPS, like he said, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. with the homie Slow-Mo. Gonna have a great time there. And once again, Don't make nobody force you trade in your stuff. Trade it in if you're ready to get rid of it now. You can be without your system for a while. But other than that, just be safe out there and enjoy the games you're playing.
I feel bad for it because you're 100% right on that. And a lot of people like to collect items. A lot of people like to keep them for obvious reasons, some not so obvious reasons. And I'm out there promoting, hey, go get that 400, go get that 350. Just because, hey, I'm a mooch. What are you going to do? I'm trying to look out for people's wallets.
I'm like you. I can't hold on to stuff if I know that I'm not impatient. I'm impatient for some things, but when it comes to consoles, I know how much this stuff can cost you.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah. Let me, 2 kids. Let me cut some of this money off.
Exactly. You got to find where you got to cut here and save there. So I completely agree. The great Death Singer. Listen, this is one of those nights where I got to tell you, man, you held your own. You made some great arguments. As always, love getting that PC aspect onto the show. Singer, let people know they can find you, buddy, and I appreciate you being here tonight.
Oh, I love being here, Mooch. It's a fantastic time. We got Barry, we got Blaze, we got Forte, we got D. It's like, we had all-star panel.
Great panel.
So much fun.
Great panel.
And, I mean, you can... Well, before I say where you can find me, look out for Firewalk's next game called Titanic. It's going to be a smash hit.
There it is.
Yep, there it is.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth, Jay.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for. There we go. Lovely. Now I can end on the high note, which is you can find me at Death Singer everywhere, and not this week because there's no show for Scumcast, but you can find me over there on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with the Ashaluka, with Forte, who is with us right now, and Slow-Mo. Chopping it up. And yeah, great show.
I want to say shout out to the Ash and Luca guys. Go over and follow her. It's at the Ash and Luca Scumcast. Great, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday nights. Go over and check that out with Death Singer, Forte, Slow-Mo, and they always have some special guests as well. Thank you very much, Singer. Now, I don't know if Kofi came back, but I am prepared to plug Kofi's channel anyway. It's at creative_Kofi. He had to step away for a bit. I don't know if he was able to come back. I don't think he did, but I will plug that channel as well as the great Brap. Brap should be back hopefully in a week or two. He's doing a lot of family sports events, and they all end on Thursday. If you're wondering where Brap's been, that's at Brap_podcast, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Shout out to the Crap Gamer. Crap does 2 hours. He always says to me, Mooch, I can be there, but I can only do 2 hours. It's _Crap Gamer and Crap Gamer Reviews over on YouTube. Just looking real quick. And Detective Seeds, the great Detective Seeds, at Detective Seeds everywhere on YouTube and as well as Twitter. And it is Detective Seeds Platinums. He's got a second channel for Platinum runs over on YouTube. Hopefully I got everybody covered there. Guys, please hit that like button on the way out. I saw that we also had Shoku join the channel. I appreciate the subscription, buddy. Thank you. Like buttons, subscribe buttons, hit a button on the way out. We'll see you guys next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Peace out and good night.
Peace.
Peace.